feeling
deep inside of
inside of me.
Wait, see, did you listen back to the other podcast? Because I can only hear you at the left side of my ear.
What? It's no way. Hold on.
Yeah, the Greppa Storm said something about that.
I guess we'll have to down mix to mono.
That sounds like
All right, what about now?
sickness.
Why are we having issues again? Like, I literally did this like 2 hours earlier.
Okay, you sound fine. It sounds like you're in both ears. Unless, I don't know, I can't hear right.
Ow.
What does it sound like, Sasuke?
Hold on.
What do I sound like now? My XLR cable was a little loose.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, there we go.
Cool. All right. All I had to do was down mix everything to mono for some. I think I had to do that before as well. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome to the King of Anime podcast. Hello Trayvon. How are ya?
Hello.
This is the podcast where we make mistakes. Some of us unknowingly.
Yeah. I think it happened the past couple of episodes in Decrepit. Okay. The stream just ended.
The stream what?
Wait, really?
That was it closed out. Now I refreshed it. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Are we live?
Are we That's good on my end.
That was weird. I swear to God. You know how when something closes and it just like gets you all your suggested videos? That's literally what happened. I swear to God.
Yeah, it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to make.
You compressed it.
Spare change. Alrighty. Well, let's get into the KOA news.
'Cause we got something to never give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA news.
It's Miracle!
Guys, we fucked up. We messed up big time.
You keep saying that, and I don't know why. Would it have anything to do with the thumbnail by chance?
It would, EA. Why are we not watching the Apothecary Diaries? What happened? What did we do?
We didn't watch season 1?
No, we gotta go back.
Wait, is this season 2 or season 1 that's airing right now?
Season 2 is airing right now. Listen, I've seen 5
Oh shit.
5 episodes of this show. It's like, in terms of my enjoyment so far, it's like one of my favorites. Like, it kind of, like, I don't know, it gives me, like, Fruits Basket vibe.
Okay. So
We gotta watch it.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna argue, I'm not gonna say anything more about it. I'm not even gonna try to argue.
Well,
that is my
I will say this. We are approaching the end of a certain Nakama club. I don't remember whose choice it is after this, so I mean...
I think FMA was mine.
Really? I thought it was Satsuki's.
It was like a collective decision.
Yeah, it was definitely a collective, but I don't know. I guess I was just throwing that out there as in possibly do it that way. Possibly dedicated to a one-off or whatever.
Listen, EA, you driving a hard bargain. I will explain what it's about, okay?
Okay.
It's about this girl named Mao Mao, who's basically like a ye olden drug dealer, meth dealer. Basically, she's Walter White in like old-timey Japan, but like really, really old-timey, like feudal era.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. And she puts like poison on her arms. She's an apothecary. And she may break bad. We don't know. But no. She may have already broken bad. Listen, Mao Mao, main character, best girl, she works where there's like a bunch of like courtesans, so you get to see a lot of courtesans. So it's like this really interesting cast of characters, feudal era courtesans. There's a prince who's like really hot.
This is why you enjoy the series?
I think this is a pretty good argument.
Well, I haven't watched 1 second of it. I guess it would make sense of all the gifts that you've been sending, where I didn't know where they were from. Now I know.
Listen, this is Freerun. Freerun 2 right here. This is what we're talking. No, this is Freerun before Freerun, but not as popular as Freerun.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna kill it.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill it before I even saw it.
This is pain. This is pain. Listen, we fucked up, okay? We apologize here at KOA, and we all agree that here soon on KOA, we're going to be watching the Apothecary Diaries. Right, guys?
I don't think that was agreed upon, sir.
So I read the series up to where the first season ended. I liked it, but
Satsuki agrees.
We're
doing it.
I wasn't in love with it.
Thumbnail, the
I love how he's cutting you off.
Yeah, I wasn't in love with it.
No, that's fine. Decrepit Storm says the Apothecary Diaries is one of my favorite shows I watched recently. The pitch is being butchered. No!
As one would do, as Sea Tactics usually does with these things.
No, okay.
It's a show called Breaking Bad with apothecaries and oxycodone. I'm like, what?
Giancarlo's not in it. But I wish he were. Nacho Vargo, too. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yes.
Do you know the definition of insanity?
It's picking your nose with your pinky.
All right, next up, Devil May Cry's opening for the anime. It's getting an anime, Netflix anime. And the opening, I'm not lying when I say this, by the way. This is true. Google it, okay? YouTube it. It's Rollin' by Limp Bizkit.
Hell yeah!
I was literally like listening to 2 like hours before you sent it at DMs, EA.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was actually just legitimately listening to Limp Bizkit. So what?
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. In fact, it's so perfect. There y'all go. There's the link.
Yeah, no,
to the Devil May Cry opening.
It's insane. It kind of doesn't fit, but it's just so crazy that it's like it.
Oh, it fits perfectly.
Well,
you know what year the original Devil May Cry game came out? 2001.
Wow, I didn't.
Do you know what year that song came out, which was on Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavor Water? 2001.
I was like 90.
It fits like a fucking glove.
That's crazy. Trayvon says Mau doesn't look bad with freckles. I don't understand why some of the characters think she's ugly. See, that's what I'm thinking. Mau's great. She's best girl. That's my wife. Satsuki,
yeah.
You a big fan of Limp Bizkit?
I can't say I am. Damn. Unfortunately.
The song is catchy as hell. Not only is it just a staple when it comes to Limp Bizkit, but Undertaker used it as a fucking intro when he was the biker for how many years he was.
Undertaker, the American badass, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did the whole Kid Rock thing for a bit, but then he was like, fuck that, and did Limp Bizkit Rollin'. Oh, hell yeah. So great.
Dude, the drums.
I love it.
The drums in that song specifically are so... Season 3 is coming in 2026. I guess you could say this wait is so ass.
I don't think that works unless you have to first read the manga and then like have the meme knowledge.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just know that there is a panel where she says this shit so ass. So I threw it in there. Is this the season?
What, like the final season?
No,
Nah.
not the final season, but is this the one with the thing?
No. It would probably be the last season.
There you go.
We gotta wait till last season to get to that?
You gotta wait till you're 40 before you watch it.
Dang. We're gonna
I could be wrong. It's either going to be towards the end of the next season or the next season entirely. It depends on how many episodes they do, really.
Actually, I don't want to actually finish this series. I just want to get to that part. All right. So
we're gonna have to like cut all that out when everything's all said and done.
So Oshinoko season 3. We're waiting until I'm 50 or something, right? That's where we last were.
Yeah, and then we said the joke, this shit sucks, bro, or whatever you said.
I think I said something along the lines of,
do you understand?
See, Sasuke, do you know where the fuck that's from?
No.
Me neither, and it's driving me insane because C won't tell me where it is. He's like, oh, you mean you don't understand? And I'm just like, I wish I could go through this keyboard and strangle him.
Well, that's it for Oshinoko. Next up in our news, the Kyoto animation arsonist withdraws appeal and he will face the death sentence.
Good.
I don't know what the whole withdrawing of the appeal means. I don't know anything about the
I have an idea.
In Japan.
I mean,
you're about to get something, yeah.
Okay.
I think.
I want to say I don't know what I'm about to get, but all right. Appeal. Anybody can appeal a ruling. I'm guessing a judge probably ruled that they were guilty, and he probably withdrawed the appeal and just accepted his fate. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, the saying goes, you fuck around and you find out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Decrepit Storm says, we need Mao Mao to investigate who is responsible for this stream. I agree. She would be the most effective member of KOA.
Better than John?
I mean, what is John really?
Cena?
We can't see him. Maybe
Nope.
Maybe he is John Cena. Who knows? But yeah, so the Kyoto animation arsonist, he is going to face the death sentence. You know, I think the government did this. We're going to do this no matter probably who it was, because if they don't send this guy to the absolute worst punishment they can give him, well, gee, that means just let open the floodgates.
Yeah. No, I agree. The death sentence, death penalty. I mean, how many people did he kill? Like multiple people, right? In the fire?
People, yeah.
Yeah. He deserves the death penalty.
Yep, so fuck that guy. Next up, new Battlefield game announced. DICE rebrands as Battlefield Studios.
Hooray.
I think that's a good thing. So they did that with Halo. They're doing it with Battlefield. I guess Call of Duty is next, right? Call of Duty Studios?
Yeah.
Do you guys like play Battlefield or
not in a long time?
I played Battlefield a long time ago.
Yeah,
I actually prefer
3.
I prefer Battlefield just because I don't know. I like the bigger maps. I like the shooting in Battlefield more. I think.
I like how it's like you're playing a movie. Every single game of Battlefield, just like planes flying overhead, things exploding, buildings tumbling over.
It feels like a real, like, actual battle or war compared to Call of Duty. Call of Duty just, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Oh yeah, I mean, that might be a good way to describe it.
Or airsoft.
I was going to say like a cartoon or something.
Airsoft, paintball. Yeah, that's really what it's like, honestly.
Yeah. Call of Duty is talking over a microphone, calling you a bunch of racial stuff and names, and you're just like, "Whoa, kid! I'm old enough to be your dad. Wait, you're old enough to be my mom."
Got him.
Got him.
Also, I think the Battlefield games are just more fun just because of the squad play mechanic. Like, you're in a squad. You're not on, like, you're in a squad on a team. Your priority comes with your squad, and you have to work together with your squad to take objectives, stuff like that. And you can pull off really cool maneuvers and, like, helicopters and, like, with a full team. It's like it's Battlefield is like the perfect game if you want to just play like Call of Duty style, but it's also the perfect game if you want to play big map or, like, you know, very tactical, but not too tactical. Battlefield's really good.
See, tactical.
Yes. You need to release a new Battlefield game. Battle Tactics, Sea Tactical.
That would be the ocean one. If ever they're in the ocean, that'll be Sea Tactical.
You sunk my battleship.
Different game.
Same difference. Next up, EA slashes BioWare after Dragon Age The Veilguard underperforms to under 100 people. Hooray.
Also, they don't mean me, EA. They mean, like, Electronic Arts.
Yeah, Electronic Arts, the corp. They fired damn near everyone at BioWare, and now with less than 100 people, they have to make Mass Effect.
I mean, do you even think it's going to be made at this point?
Unless they're planning to just slash them for now, and they have a plan to rehire most of these people. I mean, they didn't even want to say they fired these when they first fired them. They didn't even want to, like, announce it to them. They knew it was going to be bad. So my guess is that they did this because they wanted to have higher revenue when it comes to the end of the next quarter.
Yep.
That's what I bet this all is. They didn't need to fire any of these people. And I think the head of Larian, the guy is behind Baldur's Gate 3, as I think the head at Larian, he said, like, it was just, like, totally avoidable, like, disgraceful what EA did, and, like, they didn't have to do that. And I agree.
Shame on you, EA.
Not me, Electronic Arts. I didn't do anything.
It's not in the game.
I didn't cut anybody. I swear.
Well, if you were cut by EA, go get your tetanus boosters.
I don't have rabies.
Did anyone play the Veilguard?
No.
Not really. I mean, I don't know. It just didn't seem that interesting to me. I mean, I know Dragon Age is, like, part of a series or whatever, but I was thinking about it at one point, but then I saw some gameplay and I was like, it seems a little repetitive.
Dragon Age Origins is like literally the core foundation for both.
I heard it's a great game.
And Dragon Age Origins is basically the spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate 2.
Nice.
Which is funny.
That's cool.
Like, they both kind of pay homage to one another. They're both spiritual successors. Yeah, I bought
You're a corporation posing as a podcast host.
I am?
No, me, because I'm EA.
Yeah.
Listen.
The jig is up.
You got me. I'm a corporation.
I guess we're gonna have to do it, EA.
Do it?
Gonna have to punish you live here on the podcast. Bonk, bonk, burp, bonk, bonk.
No!
Bonk, burp,
Stop punishing me!
Bonk, burp.
He's dead.
Killed that man. We saw the light fade from his eyes.
And now the world is a better place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Funny. Next up, PlayStation Plus is no longer offering free PS4 games starting January 2026.
Fuck yeah! Yeah! Oh, I love when Sony plays me. Tease me more, Sony.
Oh yeah, Sony. I love it when you just go hands full and just right up my ass and just fucking fuck me.
Disrespect me, spit on me,
oh
disgrace
yeah,
me.
You just call me dirty names like Sony slut.
Sony slut. What the fuck?
That's what the fans are. It's like, I bought this PS5. I'm a Sony slut. Do me, Sony. Oh.
Who's my Sony subby wubby?
Yeah.
I am.
Yes. Give me those nipple clamps.
Take away my PS4 games.
I want the nipple clamp attachments to my PS5 controller.
I don't need any discounts.
So every time I like rage and I try to like move it a certain way, it just pulls on my nipples. I'm just like, oh god.
That's horrible. So my response is, hooray! Not a lot of good happened in gaming this week, it seems.
Do we expect any, like...
The way things are going, you know?
Gonna crucify me.
Everybody is cheap, man. Anything to save $1.
Seriously. And, I mean, the only interesting things that I heard that involves games this week, or this past week, or whatever, and I don't know how I feel about it, but there's a rumor that they're going to release Gears of War onto the PlayStation 5. They're re-releasing Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, the greatest trilogy of video games of all time. And they're giving it to PS3, or sorry, to PlayStation, the 5. And they're not even doing anything to like, they're just like, yeah, I'll take it because
Wait a moment,
Xbox wants to be a studio that just sends everything out anymore instead of making games.
Wait a moment, what if I told you we're going to port the games to the PS2? Huh?
I would say how, because that's a generation behind. They would look like shit.
But is that not an insta buy? Just another W for the PS2?
A polygonal Gears of War? Yeah, I'll buy that. Dom, I look like shit, Dom.
Dom, this worm looks like fucking a square. Dom,
I don't. Carmine, are you dead? Yeah, I died in polygon form.
I feel like they're taking away free PS4 games because they realize they can make more money selling PS4 games for full price than they can selling their PS5 games because there's like nothing there.
Nobody wants to pay $70 for a new game, too.
Oh, that's a thing too. I've said this before with my PS5. I think I've been playing more PS4 games than PS5 games.
There's nothing on it. I mean, there's finally going to be something later on.
There is
Doom.
Stellar Blade.
You're right. There's Stellar Blade and Wukong. That's it.
I think Wukong's on PC, right?
No, it was on PS5.
Oh, okay. So that Stellar Blade and Wukong. We know Stellar Blade is going to the PC though.
Yeah.
And Trayvon, better than the BioShock trilogy. BioShock trilogy is pretty good.
We got Metaphor.
I just like Gears of War, though.
I mean, is this not the worst generation of gaming ever?
It is.
This has got to be the worst.
It's
not even over yet, and it is.
It is for consoles, not overall, but consoles.
Not overall,
I think
you're for console gaming. I should specify.
Yes, I agree with that. PC and especially Nintendo are doing great when it comes to like Sony and Xbox. They're winning a tumbleweed. That's literally this generation what it has to show for.
Xbox crashed out. They're not a thing anymore.
No.
PlayStation 5 released 2 games.
Fucking Xbox died last generation when they told people to buy a 360.
Bro, Xbox has had more games than PlayStation this generation by a country mile, and still nobody buys an Xbox.
That's sad.
That's crazy. Indiana Jones came out, and still people are like,
meh, indie.
We'll wait for it on PlayStation 5. Starfield comes out, meh. I'll buy it on PS5. Like that's
and then you have Nintendo over here in the corner with his feet up and everything, with a cigar in his mouth, just going, "I'm having the greatest generation ever." Literally the best ever.
True.
Well, just shy of the Nintendo 3DS or whatever it was, but still, as a console, the Switch kicked all their asses.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, EA, they're bringing Halo to PlayStation.
Yeah, I heard that too. Xbox just become Sony, Sega already, and just not make consoles anymore.
The new Fable is going to be day one on PlayStation. Starfield, PlayStation, Indie, PlayStation.
Yeah, they're done.
Doom, PlayStation.
This is literally going to be their last generation. Calling it now.
I mean, they'll probably just have one more because they're Microsoft, because they're gonna try to justify it. They're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna put it out because we're a hardware company. Waste money.
Get ready for the Xbox 360 275 one.
Dude, if they came out and they were like, the next console is called Xbox 720, that may do something.
Maybe.
It'll do something.
Mean, people would look at it and go, remember when we thought it was going to be called that after the 360? That would be it.
That would be it. That would be it. But that's why you bring the name. Because people go, 360.
Or you could literally just call it the Sex Box.
Or no, Decrepit Storm, the Xbox 360 2.
You know what? That might be the one to sell. Xbox 360 2. All right. This is why you get paid the big bucks, Decrepit.
Yep, it's true. Last news bit from me, at least. Squid Game Season 3. It's coming. 2025. Hooray!
It's crazy. It's supposed to be like the final part, right?
It's really like Season 2, Part 2. Because
it's like, okay.
This season was obviously broken up in half.
Okay. So it's like a second core.
Yeah, because if you watch Season 2 to its completion, Season 2 didn't have a very conclusive ending.
Okay. Does it leave on a cliffhanger?
Yes.
Okay. I need to get my ass on that and watch it before this other part comes out.
Same.
Definitely. Maybe I'll join you in your Discord and watch it the day it comes out nonstop. Like you did.
Well, I don't even know how that happened, to be honest, because I intended to just drop in a couple episodes, make my jokes, and then leave. But I just stayed the whole time.
You stayed for the whole thing. How many episodes did it have?
It was like, I want to say it was like 8 or something.
You watched all 8. I remember seeing that GIF. You were like, I just watched all of season 2, and then you fucking fell over and died.
Hey, I forgot what day it was too. It was like a random weekday.
Like
I want to say.
Yeah, like because it came out in December. It was like the day after Christmas or something.
Well, anything else?
I finished Metaphor. I had fun playing Metaphor.
Was it a good game? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I think it did. I hope they implement a lot of the stuff they did on Metaphor with Persona. Like there's a lot of things that they could take from Metaphor. I think the whole system that they have implemented where you can basically talk to everybody and get their bonds up rather than having to pick and choose who you want to talk to. They have like a more condensed cast, which I think is good. The ranks to max out bonds is lower, and they took out the system where if you choose the wrong options, you can't get to the next level with somebody's bond. It's a lot of things that they did with that game that I think, I can't speak to all Atlas games, but just like with Persona. But I think it did a lot of great things, a lot of improvements from Persona to Metaphor.
Well, good news, Satsuki. I can safely say that a lot of the improvements that have come from Metaphor are going to be in the next Persona, because that is the way Atlas works. They release side games, test new stuff. So, like, recently they released Soul Hackers 2, which is literally all they did was take the battle system from Persona 5 Royal and make an entire game based just to test how far they can go with it. What people are theorizing is going to be the summon system next game. So, no doubt they're working their way toward Personas. Probably coming out for this year, maybe.
Nice. Also, Sasuke, I just now saw that thing that you said that you sent me. I don't know why I was thinking you were going to send it on Discord, or that it was going to be like a chat or whatever. And I was just like, oh, that's what he fucking meant. I'm an idiot. you know the push to whatever, the thing that you sent.
I'm so confused. I don't know what I sent.
I'm confused.
Maybe that wasn't you. Never mind.
Where did I send it?
I think what?
I think this was back when we were losing our minds because the stream was lagging. Because you said you were going to send me something.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. It was like
I said,
like we were
on your phone.
Yeah.
Phone. Okay.
Like I said, I don't know why I thought you were going to send it to me on Discord. That it was going to be some fucking meme or some GIF or something. I'm
feet pics, y'all.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, because I wanted to have I wanted to have a backup just in case, like for the first. But I can handle that later. Like
no. I get it now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But my bit of news is just one thing, and it's a very nostalgic thing to me. 25th anniversary of The Sims came out not that long ago. Yeah, exactly. Baba. It's literally, I grew up with this fucking game, the original, because it came out in 2000, which is crazy to think. It's called the 25th Birthday Bundle, which is every single expansion pack that's included with it, all for $20, which is not bad at all.
On Steam?
On Steam.
Oh, I gotta get.
And the Sims 2 as well. I never really played The Sims 2 all that much, but I know it came out like 4 years after the first game. But I kind of grew out of The Sims after that. But I remember like middle school, teenage years, I played the hell out of that, and I got all the expansion packs. I forget what they all were, but I remember there was like a vacation one, and then there was like you get. It's crazy to think that we spent extra money for all that stuff. It was almost the earlier version of season pass, DLCs. You know, that's kind of what it was. But fun stuff.
I think my first experience with Sims was either on the GameCube. What was that game called? It was like Sims Urban Legend. I think that was what it was called.
Oh, the herbs.
Or the herbs.
The herbs, like the suburbs. Yeah. Oh my god! Wow, yeah.
It was either that or Sims 2 because I used to play it on my mom's phone. So I was like, I'm just gonna play. It was like one of those not Nokia's. No, it was a
Engage.
It was a Sprint phone, so I wouldn't even be able to.
I want to say it wasn't the one that you would like flip and it would be like almost kind of like that.
No, it was one of those basic, just like mobile phones though, like no touchscreen, of course.
Oh right, yeah. I don't think anything was touchscreen until way later. But yeah, that's right. The script is Storm. Sul. That's how they say goodbye. Sul.
Oh, BB Lay.
I like whenever they complain to you. Actually, they like look at you in the screen, and you're like, "Shut up! Take a bath if you stink." That game introduced me to things that I was like, "Oh, what am I making these two do?" I made them have sex, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know this could be in a game." It was all blurry and you couldn't see anything, but I just remember, like, as a middle schooler, I was like, "That's kind of cool. I made two people have sex." Just dumb stuff like that, but
create a bunch of Sims and you trap them in a building and you set it on fire.
Yeah. I felt incredibly bad after killing one of them because they were so incredibly sad that you killed the other. They're like, like they're not like, "Oh man, it's so sad." They're literally like breaking down and screaming their whole body, and they're like falling to the ground, like breaking down. You're like, "I just killed this person's son. I feel so bad.
Time to do it again."
Yeah, pretty much. You're just like, "Oh well, what can we do now? Take away." You ever do the one where you put someone in a pool and then you take away the steps so that they swim forever and then drown?
No, you sadistic bastard.
I was pretty sadistic. I wasn't the only one that did it. Other people did it too.
No, we know about you, Jigsaw.
I want to play a game where you constantly swim around and you can't get out because we took away the fucking steps. You can't just lift yourself up.
Neon in the chat says, "Hello, KOA. Hope you guys are doing well. Just got done editing a 3-hour-long video. Sheesh."
Nice.
Crepit says, "This sounds like a homunculus talking about humans."
Yeah. Did we read QRs?
Oh, no, we didn't.
What up, KOA? How are y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. School is hard, but still doing well. Sharing y'all some good vibes.
I appreciate it, QR.
Yeah, stick in there. It'll pay off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always does. As the guys have learned from earlier, karma exists.
Yeah. It really does exist. It may not happen overnight, but it comes around. For sure.
Can't wait till EA gets haunted by a Sims character.
No! I'm gonna be asleep. Sul. I'm gonna be like, no! I didn't mean to! I was in middle school. That was 25 years ago, damn it!
Well, speaking of 25 years ago, let's talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood 25 years ago.
I don't think it was that long. Sure does feel like it, though.
Just let me...
Okay, fuck you. You can have it, shit!
I don't have any synopsises this week. I decided to just not do the synopsises.
That's fine.
It's cool.
Yep. I remembered them back in the day as being much funnier, but maybe I was just doing some crack back.
No, I think what it was is that your pain and suffering was what made it hilarious, but you enjoy these episodes, so it's not as funny.
True. So yeah, in this episode of FMA Brotherhood, we had a lot of stuff go down, but well, honestly, Jesus Christ, these 3 episodes, really just everything kind of happened. I actually don't even really know where to begin, even in episode 43. I guess we could talk about. We could start off with
MB got
what happened at the beginning.
I know where to begin with episode 43.
Let's hear it.
Talked about this last podcast, and now we're going to talk about this again.
I already know what you're going to say.
This is one of the only instances where Fullmetal Alchemist just had bad writing, because Drachma gets fooled by Kimli, and as their nation is getting wiped out, their army is getting wiped out, the leader of Drachma's like, Kimli, you lied to us, god damn it. And it's like, you trusted someone from an enemy nation, and you mobilized your entire army based on his word. Mind you, it's Kimli. I don't know if they knew Kimli's status of him being a war criminal. I would assume so, given how severe it was.
He's got a trustworthy face.
He doesn't even look like somebody you should trust. Like, yeah. Come on, guys, trust me. Look at the tattoo on my hand.
Look at the tattoo on both my hands. I have this fucking philosopher's stone in my belly and then my tongue. Yeah. They said something about your mother. Let's go fight them.
I just don't like I said, this obviously wasn't that thought out. It was just something that happened based on them not even showing the battle. They off-screened everything. Fort Briggs apparently beats them in like a day.
Yeah. No, it's probably like a couple of hours. It's just like, what just happened? Shit. Kevin! Yeah, dumbasses. I agree. That part was stupid. Because you thought this was going to be some epic Lord of the Rings, Battle of Helm's Deep type fight, and then it's a squash match. Literally just, oh, well, that was very underwhelming.
Like a Brock Lesnar match.
Fucking A. Brock Lesnar, all he's doing is suplexes and then F5s, 1, 2, 3, next match.
Unless it's Roman Reigns. Then it's that for like 20 more minutes. And for some reason, it works.
It's Roman Reigns.
True.
The crypto store said, but he looks like such a nice guy. How could you not trust him?
And
I know.
He's out in the middle of like a snowstorm. He's just a normal dude. For real.
I can't wrap my head around them. Just him telling them, hey, I got some spies, and this doesn't even sound right. Imagine, again, I'm from a certain nation, you're from a different nation. We're enemy nations. And I go, hey, yo, so I got some spies up in there.
Don't believe him. Shoot him. Kill him now.
Hey, what? You didn't hear my pitch.
Okay. Let's hear your pitch.
Okay.
I still don't trust you.
So I got some spies up in there. And all you need to do is take your entire army. Okay?
The whole army.
You bring them out in Fort Briggs. I'm going to get my spies. They're going to bada bing, bada boom. And they're basically going to just let you in. You bring in your guns, your men, shoot everybody, kill everybody, invade my home country.
Okay. Do you have like proof of this or?
I put that on my mama.
Sounds good to me. All right, boys, let's go.
I'm just thinking, like, what did they ask him? What is in it for him exactly? Did they just go? Did he just go? Yeah, I really hate my country or something. And I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense to me.
Maybe it's because Olivier is just maybe one of her flaws. that she's almost like an overdoting mother, like a helicopter mother or something. So as soon as she leaves, nobody knows what to do. Like a chicken running around without his head.
It makes sense that they would be a little more aggressive based on Olivier not being there, and maybe they think that that will weaken them severely. But I don't think it would be to the point that they would believe Kimley's word, because ultimately Kimley's word is what made them attack Fort Briggs, which, the situation with them was very dicey, but it wasn't to the point that they were going to go to war or battle outright until Kimley tipped the scales by telling them what he told them. And it's just like, yeah, I think it's very stupid just to believe the word of some guy who's from the enemy's country. It doesn't really make much sense.
No. At least send like a patrol or
Envy.
I don't know. Right. But
It
no.
would make sense if Envy was the one who did this and, disguised herself as a Drachma soldier. And then, I don't know, like the number 2 person is telling the number 1 general, hey, this is what I saw, blah, 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 blah. That would make more sense. But Kimley? I don't know.
War criminal. I like the cut of your jib.
Somebody say jeb?
I like the cut of your jib.
Please clap.
Oh, hold on.
I never thought I'd say that.
Good on Briggs, though, I guess. This one, they were able to do what they did without Olivier, showing that they are the sum of their parts. Like, even if the head is gone, the arms, legs, and everything else works fine.
Yeah, I don't even think they made a dent in that wall.
Nope.
I'm like, damn.
I also watched these 3 episodes in sub. Never watched this show subtitle before. I gotta say, I like the vibe. It's totally different. Like FMA does not feel the same in dub as it sub. It's I don't know how to describe it. I think the Japanese version. Okay, here's the best way. The English dub is way more like bombastic. Very like, a lot of characters they're speaking with a lot of expression. And in the sub, everyone's more reserved. It's almost like got this sort of noir vibe to it. Almost like Cowboy Bebop, like noir.
Interesting.
It is very interesting. Totally different vibe. It's good though. I like it. Ed's a kid or a girl. Sounds like a girl. Ed now.
I know somebody had the voice of Hanji. It may have been Ed. I don't remember.
Yeah. R.I.P. Hanji.
Yep.
You were crispy to the very end.
Well, I guess she would probably be cooked.
As the kids say.
But yeah, sub's pretty good. I would recommend sub if you're just curious.
Okay.
Well, dread it, run from it, but it will come all the same. The
Democracy?
Kinda. The impending romance between Al and May.
And the 5-year-old.
It's not 5 years old, EA. She's just a midget.
She's just so incredibly short.
They exist, EA.
It is true. It is true.
May is not. No way she's a midget. I'm sorry. That's like.
She is.
I mean, that voice.
Just like her panda. They're like meant for each other. That's why.
Hello, my name is May. And I say I love you, Al.
Dude, May.
But I hate you.
May sounds so cute in sub. Like, she sounds like a little baby. But in like the best way possible. So are you shipping Al and May?
It's pretty much forcing it at this point.
I mean,
Think the panda's
they've
gonna
already
be their baby?
could be like best man or best woman.
Unless one of them dies. Then there goes the ship altogether.
Why would you go there immediately?
Just saying. Because it says it's forcing it right now, but then if there's a death, no so much forcing it after that.
Monster.
I'm terrible.
When
I
Al
know.
and May have to go on dates, May has to carry a stick with her so she can poke people, get their attention.
I mean, you think when she goes out, she's even like seen? She probably just stays inside Al.
Rephrase that.
Yeah, can we double back on that one?
She's like, especially in this cold place right now, she's like, Al, I want to be inside you to stay warm. And Al's like, where are all these women inside me?
Enough.
Well, so May was teaching Al history, and
History.
he's struggling with the basics of it because he doesn't understand like the abstractness of it. I think he's really struggling with it because he is an alchemist to his core, whereas alchemy is more like it's more creative rather than scientific, you know. So he has a hard time wrapping his head around it, but he was at least taught some things about alchemy. Whether he picks it up or not, that remains to be seen. You know, he's obviously going to be trying to learn more and more about it, but I feel like that's a good progression for him. And that also gives him something that even Ed doesn't have. Ed doesn't know anything about alchemy history.
Yeah.
Or he can't implement it.
No. No, he can only clap his hands, and when it doesn't work, he just screams and cries like a little baby. Why is it working? Where? Who are you calling a kid?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that scene later. What was that? The last episode we watched?
I want to say it was like. Well, let me look through the notes here. No, it was 44. It's episode 44, yeah. So Riza,
What were we I was about to say? What was the topic?
Riza giving her honest opinions about the country being run by homunculus because Bradley was like, so I found out the other night that you found out my son was an actual homunculus. How does that make you feel?
Is it things inside of you, Hawkeye?
Ew, no. What do you... Get away from me. I'm trying to pour tea here.
Is there HR, sir?
HR? They do what I say. Oh, no. Here's HR. Ready? Just pulls out a middle finger.
No, he does the crank lever.
Oh. There it is.
Yeah. It was an interesting conversation, though. Even Bradley asking the question is interesting because I don't know how you guys interpret it, but that inquiry just kind of makes him feel more human because it doesn't seem like he's asking that question to dunk on her or anything like that. Like, oh, hey, my son's a homunculus and I'm a homunculus. Yeah, got you. Does
the anime with the eye and everything?
Oh, bleh. But yeah, it just seemed like a genuine question. He was interested in how she felt about the whole situation. Like, it just seemed like he was genuinely curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of continues the trend with Bradley, where Bradley's always constantly this character that he's the one you think would be like maybe the most corrupt, right? Since he's at the very top. But I think Bradley maybe sees things a bit more, I don't know what the word's for it, liberally? I don't know. He's not dumb. Like, he's not oblivious to things. And he's also surprisingly more human than I think he even realizes. Like, he seems more of like he has the potential to be sort of like a Gus Fring type character, like a master manipulator, mastermind.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like an envy, right? Or like a gluttony, or lust, or whatever. Like, Bradley is very unique.
There's that humanity a part of him.
Right, yeah. And he even says in this episode that, like, he chose his wife. And I think that shows that he has a human will. Because if you...
Yeah.
I mean, to think about it, the act of falling in love is something that is very personal. It's a very subjective thing that is, especially love. I mean, romantic love is very, very strong. Some would say even stronger than just, love between two people, whatever. That's platonic.
Unless you join the Andrew Tate Club.
Yeah, then you cry into the arms of other men.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Put it up, bro. Put it up, bro. Bro, did anyone ever tell you look kind of pretty when you cry?
What the fuck?
You know, now that I'm looking at you this close, you kind of smell good.
Bro,
like, you ever feel like you're just kind of like the Deep from The Boys?
Maybe.
I accept responsibility.
Do you have
for
sex with
racism
octopus too? Oh, you were talking about that. Yeah.
That's my favorite moment from Deep, where he's just like, I accept responsibility. One man, so brave. Such a great joke.
I wanted to say, this kind of circles back to the conversation that Bradley had with Ling, when he first became, or like shortly after he became what he became, because there was that scene where the humanity or Ling's personality welled to the surface, and while Bradley was making fun of humans, talking about how foolish they were, Ling basically checked them and said, "Don't underestimate humans."
Yeah,
and
he opened his eyes.
Yeah, he was, fuck. And then there's also the scene where he's talking about how he came to be and how he's unsure of, because he has the Philosopher's Stone, and obviously the Philosopher's Stone comes an amalgamation of souls and identities merging into this one crystallized ball of power. And when that is put inside his human body, he doesn't know whether he had the human will that he walked into the experiment, the lab table. He doesn't know if that personality is the dominant personality, because there's so many different souls dwelling within himself. So the scene that we have now, where he talks about being given everything except for his choice and who he picked as a wife, that shows that he has some agency, some human will. And it's ironic, as much as they being the homunculus try to denounce humans, that they show humanity in key scenes like this.
Something to add on to that, Totsky's chat, Decrepit Storm says, everything in life has been chosen for him except for his wife.
Yeah, I mean, because that speaks towards his preference, whatever that may be. We don't know, but
he likes big
butts. Maybe that could be it.
Well, isn't it funny? I think as well. That's kind of like what Decrepit Storm said. A turn of phrase for like she's the chosen one for me. Like we're meant to be. She's the one.
Now, yeah, it almost makes you think what would happen once she grows old and finds out our son's not getting any older.
What's going on? What's going on with that?
I'm like 80. I'm 80 years old, and our son is still 5. Come on, what's going on?
Yes, well, I need to know why.
Well, dear, let me tell you something. I'm a fucking homunculus. Opens up the patch. No!
Does he wear that thing even during like sex? Does he have sex? Probably.
I don't know. I mean, because I was thinking, he created that, but that
maybe
thing's a homunculus.
Maybe when they're talking about Wrath, they're not talking about his eye.
Oh yeah, baby, you want this Wrath?
Decrepit Storm says, "No, dear, let me show you this other girl who always looks like she's 5."
Oh my god.
I also think that conversation, because we spoke on Bradley and how, like, his perspective on things, but also goes to show you how, I guess, resolute Riza is to give her honest opinion, despite the situation that she's in.
Yeah. Where she's like, yeah, this shit sucks. Everything just is a fucking lie. I hate it. And he didn't even like react or go, oh, he was just like, understandable.
Yeah, because she pretty much just calls him a pretend human in his face, and he practically agrees with her. But again, he says, although that may be true, I've been given this, I've been given that. My wife is something that I chose of my own volition, so there exists a human soul within me, or the human will dwells within me.
But what happens when he loses that wife? I mean, yeah, he still chose her, but now if she's gone, whether that be she leaves his ass or she dies, what else does he have to live for? Because his one choice is now gone.
There is nothing to contain.
Ooh, I like that. Off comes the eye patch at that point.
Calls Riza up. Riza, extra evil.
Would you like some more tea, sir?
Oh, yes.
Here you go.
I meant to say
yeah, and then that's how that's how it ends too. He just drinks it and goes, "This is some damn good tea." Well, have a good day.
Riza, do you want to help me cheat on my wife?
do you want to help have a threesome with us?
Can you help set up my farmers only?
We want to spice things up in the bedroom.
Always have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. You know that, right, Riza?
I don't think that's appropriate, sir.
You know what's not appropriate is that nice tight ass.
I'm going to HR.
No! I am the one who touches. I'm sorry.
No, listen, Riza, I was talking about Tom Cruise.
Who?
Tom Cruise from Top Gun?
I think you're a little too much in the future, old man.
I was gonna say, I'm just imagining that they don't know who Tom Cruise is in this universe.
Don't know Tom Cruise. He was in like everything. Jack Reacher?
I'm gonna slowly walk away now, sir.
Mission Impossible? Tropic Thunder?
Please don't follow me.
we had the big thing this episode, which was first.
Oh no!
First, yeah.
No!
I asked you a question last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what that question was?
Not word for word, but something along the lines of, "Is this man a traitor?"
Mm-hmm.
Zampano.
Zampano.
Thank you. I was literally going to say Zampacto.
Bunkai.
Yeah, Zampano. And I said, yeah, he's a filthy, stinking, dirty traitor. I hope he burns in hell. I quoted Samuel L. Jackson for that. That I remember that, yes.
And this episode, we see what his decision was. And they tried to lead you into thinking he was a traitor in the very beginning. They played it up. But turns out he lured Envy into a trap.
He got me.
They all attacked.
He got me. He 100% tricked me. I thought he was a stinking traitor, and just like the note says, Zampano, you have my most humblest apologies. You are a real one.
Huh?
He's the real Zabimaru.
Roar, Zabimaru. Yeah, but I just love this whole Envy scene. Just she gets tricked into going, "Oh, Scar, you're fucked now."
Dude,
they were trolling Envy.
They really were. Every time she took a step, stop it, mother!
I'll just follow your footsteps. Oh, it only activates with homunculus, which I don't know why Envy just didn't fly. We're just going to ignore that, though.
Can she fly?
Envy should be able to fly, yes. Envy can transform her body parts into, like, animal parts.
That's true. She could have just grown some wings.
Maybe she was drunk.
Maybe she was just pissed because of the fact that, here are these humans that are finally getting the best of her, and Envy's one of those people that doesn't have control of her emotions, and just, okay, I'm going to turn into this giant iguana fucking thing. And then she just really starts fucking shit up. Damn. Yeah, but I love those oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, a bunch of alchemy landmines just...
Oh, that's right. The animation with Envy, I forgot, like, I know we've already seen her CGI and stuff, but seeing her in daylight, because, like, the true test is always what does the CG look like in well-lit scenario, right? Dude, it looked great this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Just the movement, the mocap and animation for it, so well done.
I just really like the sequence of her actually transform into the big form, where it's like it had that monstrous transformation, and like how the souls embedded itself on her outside of her skin and everything. It was just like
that was cool.
The one little soul that was grabbing onto the coat of the one dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
the baby sacrifice.
Yeah. That was such a neat touch. I don't know if they had that in the manga, but they didn't. Jesus. Bones needs a rest.
Yeah, that was cool. She had the million eyes in the left side, which probably represented all the other soul eyes and whatnot. Yeah, that whole thing was cool. But the pièce de résistance was... Oh, I love that Marco was the one to do this. Because Marco was just like, yeah, I created souls, or I created philosopher's stones with souls and all that. But I can also fuck shit up. And just touches her and just, boom! I was like, yeah, fuck you, Envy. Fuck you, Envy. And I always love it when villains are just like, what? No, this can't be. Not humans did this to me. never. And then she just turns into a I don't even. What the fuck is that?
I just said an iguana. They kept calling it was like a tad. They said a tadpole.
A tadpole.
Well, I forgot the other creature they said.
Amoeba.
An amoeba, like a little snake or something. A troglodyte. I don't know.
Little Randy Orton.
A viper.
I liked the before. I just really like Envy as a villain because Envy is just. Whereas with the other homunculus, I feel we get some source of humanity for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it existed with Lust towards the end when she ended up dying. Gluttony, not so much, but Gluttony's even had chill moments. Like, remember when he just walked out to
your
father? He's like, "Hey, you want to come with me?" The father, he's cool. He knows everything. Oh shit! Okay, come on, bro.
I'll show you my room. I play video games.
You see my streaming setup.
Episode of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
You see it with. See it with Bradley. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say just add on. I think Envy also has a lot of range character.
I feel. I think it's appropriate just to have a villain like this sometimes, where there's definitely more to Envy's character. So I'm not saying it's like one dimensional, but Envy is just evil, sadistic.
Shit.
Like when you think of an evil character, you think of a character like Envy.
Yeah.
Like a character who wants to inflict the most amount of pain on you. You know, there's calculation when it comes to it, but it's just always how can I maximize my malice towards this person? Because Envy is when Envy had the upper hand on Dr. Marco, Envy's looking at the village, and Envy knows that to hurt Dr. Marco, you don't hurt him himself.
Right.
You hurt other people and make him feel the pain that way. Innocence. So Envy's looking at the village and going, maybe I should destroy that village. Let's see how that would go. And I think Envy is always up in the ante when it comes to the villainy in the show.
Yeah. I think that's what makes villains like her all the more evil. And like the evil they are, the more awesome it is when they fall. You know what I mean? Like when they are downtrodden. Well, she's technically not dead yet, but like I was waiting for somebody to squish her. No, it's not. And I'm like, why?
Didn't they shake the shit out of Envy?
Yeah. And she's just like, that would have to be painful. Don't tell. I ain't gonna lie. Just, I'm gonna be sick. Yeah. That I was just, please stomp on her. It's like, no, let's keep her alive. Why? What good is this Envy alive?
Well, I think I would agree with you if they didn't give a reason why keeping Envy alive was a good thing. Which was, hey, May, you don't got a philosopher's stone. You already know what it takes to make it now. Your consolation prize here. Take Envy, this piece of shit creature that we don't like, and take him back to Sheen because, I mean, it's an immortal homunculus, so that would maybe save your clan. So I thought that was a good I thought that was a good way for them to keep Envy alive. Because if they thought they weren't going to get any information from Envy, then I'm with you. Why really try to keep Envy alive at that point? Especially considering all the pain that Envy has inflicted upon the world.
Yeah.
Ellie's in the chat. He says, "All right, which of you guys are getting canceled?"
Oh, not me. Not this time.
Guilty.
There you go.
I'll never be canceled.
Oh, well, that's not true.
Anybody who says this, their time is coming.
They literally do have their time coming after that happens. It's just like, I'll never be canceled. 2 years later. We see this guy here is on shooting spree, and
I just want to sincerely apologize.
I didn't know. I mean, I couldn't have seen it. It's just a montage of all of his friends. Just
I will accept.
I knew him back.
Responsibility for racism.
I mean, just he had so much darkness.
The Crypto Store said, "Envy, I will never be canceled like you humans."
Oh shit, that's good.
I thought the scene of Envy trying to take over Yoki to threaten everybody else was so funny.
That was funny.
They put fucking Scar in a gag joke because he was like looking at everybody else like. Everybody was like, "Your sacrifice will always remember you, Yoki." Everybody was ready to abandon them, and then Yoki was like, "Scar, please help me." And he's just like,
damn. Even the mass murderer couldn't.
Yeah. And Envy was just like, does anybody give a shit about this guy?
Everybody's like, "Not really."
Yeah, kill him. Go ahead. In fact, you'll be doing us a favor.
And Yoki's like, dude, if that happened to me, I'm just saying, my days are numbered. If like I get attacked and all of my friends are like, yeah, whatever. Like I might as well just be like, eat me now.
And then they went like, "Oh, Doctor." They're like, "Dr. Marco, good improvisation. You really bluffed them out." And I was like, I don't know if he was bluffing. Because I don't think everybody was bluffing. I think y'all genuinely didn't care.
Yeah, Scar for sure he didn't give a shit. Al, I don't think he knew him that well enough, but he was just like, "We've sacrificed won't be in vain."
Al is secretly a psychopath. Let's talk about it.
When I get my body back, I'm gonna do meth and bang Winry.
Jesus.
He always has to bring that up. That when he gets his body back, his withering, decaying body back, that he's gonna put it in Winry.
He's going to turn it to dust. If that's the first thing he tries to do.
It's like, are you ready, baby? The hell happened?
He just poofs into dust.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Alan May were having a funeral for him.
Oh.
But yeah, the one of the biggest things, it was so much that happened this episode, but one of the biggest things that happened was Scar essentially becoming a good guy. I don't even know if I can call him an anti-hero anymore. He's just or anti-villain or anti-hero. I think he's just a good guy at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a few things just kind of got to him. The whole cycle of revenge, probably seeing other people in his position doing better and trying to break the mold, shatter the ceiling, whatever. Yeah. And now he's just like, you know what, May, take this little piece of shit and bring it back home. Because this is something that will help your village or whatever. So, it's on the house.
I think it also, like, there's a bit of redemption there in Scar anyways, because you have to also think that, like, he was manipulated by these things that were happening. Like, these things that are happening within the government. So technically you could say he was being manipulated. All of those things.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Well, I want to ask the question. What do you think is the biggest... Because we know it's a combination of things. But what do we think is the biggest reason for his change? Because now, instead of wanting to enact revenge on Demetrius, he wants to change it.
I think he's seen the intricacies of just how big this plot is. I think in combination with him knowing and having some closure with his brother helped as well. And generally, I think Scar is just smart, honestly. I think he knows when to trust people that seem to have a good thing going.
I think that it's two major things. It's talking to Winry about her parents and basically how nothing can be done, nothing can be changed. You just got to put your best foot forward and move forward. And I think that really not messed him up, but I think that really kind of like put things into perspective what his cycle of vengeance was doing to other people. I think that's a big one. And also seeing Miles, seeing somebody like him and doing something different than him, because Miles is doing it the corporate way while Scar was doing it the physical and vengeful, violent way. So I think it's those two things.
Yeah. If I had to pin one thing, like I said, it's an amalgamation of things. You could say is him learning what the military actually was, like C was saying, him understanding that he was being manipulated by these homunculus. But I feel like Winry had one of the biggest impacts on him. And I think the reason why is because Scar always saw himself as an the end to the means to an end. He didn't want there to be more Scars first and foremost. It's not like he tried to recruit people to be like him. He was on a solo mission thinking that once I do this, the cycle of revenge will end with me. But once he saw Winry, who, was a very innocent girl, still an innocent girl, about to go down a path that she wouldn't be able to.
Murderer.
She hasn't murdered anybody yet.
No. She almost killed Ed, but,
yeah,
Al brought her back to life.
Once he saw somebody like that about to, kill someone, because when he's staring down the barrel of the gun when Winry has it and she's about to shoot him, he remembers the words from one of the Ishvalan monks where they talked about what the cycle of revenge, what going down that path would reap him in the future. And that, I think everything just clicked once he saw that. Once he saw Winry, I think he saw a little of himself in her. And he realized what this whole thing was going to breed. Because it doesn't just stop at him. The world doesn't stop when you kill this person, that person. It just breeds more and more and more resentment until, you look around, you might have 1,000,000 Scars by the time you're done with your,
One of my favorite one of my favorite sayings is, it is easier to destroy than it is to build.
It's very true. It's easy to it's harder to love than to hate. I mean,
I don't know.
It's easy. It's really easy. I hate this controller. Why? I just do. Why do I love this controller? Well, it brings me happiness. It makes, eases my pain. I feel like it's always easy to blame others and not give a shit. It's harder to love, I think, because that takes effort.
You've clearly never loved Himino.
Yeah, that's an easy hate. That is an easy hate. That is not a love. I want to be with someone that pukes in my mouth.
But she's got Denji.
That's why she's got nothing.
Mm. Damn.
God, how long have we been talking about this episode? I feel like
I mean, it's a lot. It's still a lot. More. It's still more too.
I don't even think we're halfway through the episode.
Well, we're about I would say 2/3.
Well, that's pretty much it with Scar. So they go their separate ways. May goes to Sheen. Scar and Dr. Marco do their thing, and the rest of the party travel to I was about to say Liberio, like I was watching Attack on Titan. Goddamn, I can't think of this. Leor.
Oreo?
No,
Oreo.
Leore.
Yum yum yum.
Leore? Whatever.
Leore.
The place with Rose. They all go their separate ways. I guess this isn't a big part of it, but Olivier and Armstrong meet in Central and do a little bit of brother sister bonding.
That's what you.
Yeah, she steps on his foot.
Brother sister bonding, all right.
That is such a Japanese thing that I saw in old animes where somebody just steps on their foot. They're just like, "Ugh." I'm like, that's a brother, sister. The Mario Brothers even did that in a couple of video games, and I'm like, that must be a brother thing that they do in Japan or something, or sibling thing. But yeah, that's what I saw.
What if Olivier walked up to her brother and said, "Oni-chan"?
Alex?
No,
she would never. Those words would never escape.
I can't even see her saying that as a kid.
Could she choke? Could she even choke out the words?
No.
As a kid, she would literally be like, "Wait, is she younger or older?"
She's older.
She's the older sister. Okay. She would be like, "Young brother, go over there and get me some food." Just always serious. I feel like she came out the womb serious. You know what I mean? Like she was born like, "Oh, she was such a happy baby." What are you talking about? Look at that face.
She came out of the womb with big lips and an insane amount of hair.
Just like, she's such a serious baby. Look at you. She's like, "No, I could feed myself."
Stop it, you weak humans! Do not tend to me.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that was interesting. I mean, more happened the next episode, but for the little interaction I got, I was like, "Oh, okay, well." It seems like she doesn't like him from that, and it's because she said he's nothing but a sniveling coward because of the da 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 da. And I almost thought to myself, after realizing everything that happened with Ed and Al and the fact that everything's been one big fucking lie, maybe wouldn't she cut a little bit of slack and realize that maybe oh yeah, brother was a coward, but maybe there was good reason behind it?
She can't admit defeat.
Yeah, she's very stubborn.
Very stubborn. Absolutely. But I just saw that now when I was watching that, and she just called him a coward, and I'm just like, did you remember what was happening not that long ago? I mean, you just left your post not that long, and you just learned all this new shit. But anyway, yeah, she's very stubborn. I'm hoping. No, it'll never happen. I'm just hoping for maybe you're not such a coward after all. But no, she's totally a Syndura. She would just 100% be like, she would say something along the lines to make it seem like an apology, but she's also insulting you at the same time. You know what I mean? It would just be like, I guess you're not that much.
Maybe your muscles aren't just for show.
You impressed me this time.
I guess you're not that much of a coward. Yeah, that's her version of an apology, or I appreciate you.
Botsky, you got cut out for you.
Why are you saying that to me?
Aren't you gonna try to marry her or something?
I quite literally had this conversation. I said no.
Right. I was there, see. We were all there. He said, I appreciate her. I think she's a great character, but in real life, I could never marry her.
So you're saying she's available?
Yes.
Oh, she's
For a
gonna
reason.
Yeah, I want to say she's gonna be available. No man can tame her.
Well, Pops Knuckles.
She's going to break you, see.
She's gonna break you in half. She's gonna make you sound like this by the end of it.
Yeah, you're gonna look like the Mexican alien by the time she's done.
And then after that, she's just gonna be screaming at me.
Do you understand?
She's not gonna say any of that.
Weak.
Oh, is that the best you can do? Just yawns.
Ellie says no one loves Himino. That is not a truth. And also says EA made me think of Obama with young brother.
What? You mean when I don't know what I said. I'm sorry. That's right. Young brother. Wait, I could find the actual voice. Actually, let me see.
No, you heard Tame EA or Ellie.
Right.
Okay, so it is time to tame Olivier.
Oh God. I mean, if anyone could do it, it's Obama.
That's right. Let me make this one thing clear. Olivier, I can definitely tame her, very much so. And Bow Chicka Wow Wow.
Okay, Obama. I might have to tell Michelle. I'm not sure about that one.
Oh, damn. Please don't tell Michelle. She will whoop my ass if she finds out.
What's good, Midnight?
Says we out here taming baddies.
This is the Taming Baddies section of the podcast. Drop in the chat which baddie you will tame. Go.
Well, speaking of taming baddies, they bring Olivier to a room where they got a whole bunch of like immortal
iRobot
things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaky. That ain't at all ominous.
Yeah. Like, look at our new project.
That was one of the craziest ways to end an episode so far. It just you know what it did? It kind of gives you like this sinking feeling in your stomach of like, oh God, like what next? Like it's like, how far can they go?
Well, it seems like Father is doing his damnedest to replace humanity in general. Yeah. Like he's already stolen Hohenheim's look. He's creating like literally human life with the homunculus. And now he's going a step further with these puppets, with like this undead army. So it just seems like he's doing his best to just usher a new era of like artificial life.
He's literally playing The Sims.
Yeah.
He's the creator. And all of them are going to be speaking Simlish. Sul. Yeah, but the real ending was after the credits.
Oh my God! That was an after credits scene. I didn't. Oh,
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. You see, this is why you should always watch credits. See, but you never do. Anyway, Al in the group returns to Lior, whatever it's called, and sees dun his dad, Hohenheim. And that's how the episode ends.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the next episode. As we have Al and Hohenheim talk together.
Hi, son. Up top.
Okay, Dad. Well, I guess.
Down low.
Dad.
Too slow. You stupid idiot.
Dad, you've been gone for like 38 years.
No, you over exaggerate.
I'm like really sad now.
Oh, you grow up.
You kind of you broke me.
You're in a armor shell.
Right.
Look at me. I'm a living philosopher's stone.
Well,
You don't have much room to complain.
And back when I was your age, I was a slave.
Back when I was your age, I didn't even have a fucking name.
oh, well,
I was
I'm
slave
sorry.
23.
I'm sorry that we can't all be immortal.
And I had to walk 15 miles in the snow.
In the
Or in the
desert?
sand. Excuse me. In the desert. Uphill. Both ways. My God.
What was that from?
15 miles? That's from the Rugrats, where Grandpa Lou, well, the old grandpa, he would always go, back in my day, we walked 15 miles. Everything was 15 with the old man.
Well,
Anyway.
What'd you guys think about this conversation? Because I think this conversation I think just continues to really honestly focus more on Al, but I think in the background of all this, it just continued to humanize Hohenheim even more than I think even some of the previous episodes did. I guess it really just kind of finished his humanization almost. Like it made this, I don't want to say his arc complete, because I don't know if there's anything left. There could be, but it feels like we're kind of getting to the end of his character arc.
I was to say, before we get to that, I just want to read these really quick. Lightning Eagle said, listen, I just need an hour and a strong leash. I guess he's talking about Olivier. Midnight said, lust and 3 bottles of ambition. Wow. Okay, Lightning Eagle.
Didn't know you could bottle that.
I guess. Imagine someone stealing your looks and having better drips than you. I think I know what he's trying to say. Let's talk later. I've been gone this long. What's another few hours?
Sounds like something Goku would say.
Yeah, there you go. Gotta ask who more of a deadbeat, Hohenheim or Goku? Says Midnight.
If we're quantifying this in like real time, it's Hohenheim.
Absolutely. At least Goku, even though he died a few times, was there for Gohan when he was a kid.
It takes Goku dying for him. It takes Goku dying to not take care of his kids.
Exactly.
Right.
Man died multiple times. That's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, but he sacrificed himself. What did Hohenheim do other than leave his kids?
Sacrificed the time with his kids.
Yeah. Even when he had his kids, he didn't even know what to do with them. He's like, I don't know what to do with her. What the fuck is this?
I like hold them.
They kind of smell. What is this?
It's like the KFC thing?
At least with Goku, he held his son. Hohenheim didn't even hold his son.
He was up there fucking traveling with his flying Nimbus with Gohan.
Absolutely. He had him on his shoulder, flying on. Yeah. Goku's a better father. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think people. I don't even know how it is going to this point to where it's just like, I know it's a meme kind of, but some people who really don't watch Dragon Ball like that, they kind of just experience it through other media, whether it be games or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like
Team 4-Star kind of makes a joke about it, and I think people watch Team 4-Star and think that it's a thing.
That could be it too. It's just perpetuated out of control because it's like the opportunities that he did have to take care of his kids. The only thing you can really say where he didn't take care of his kid was when he trained with Oob at the end of the series.
So hello, David.
Yes.
And by that point, at least Gohan was an adult. Goten and Goten was he was a young teenager. I forgot how old he was exactly, but he's not a deadbeat.
Yeah.
He's just dead. He's just dead. He's literally dead.
It's like you have your deadbeat dads, then you have your dead dads.
Yeah. But oh, what was I gonna say?
Yeah, sorry, I just had to read those comments really quick. But yeah, Hohenheim and Al being pals back together again.
I feel like it was very rewarding for not only Hohenheim but the audience too, who knows Hohenheim's story, to have Al be very like casual about meeting his dad and not, if it was Ed, it would be a whole completely different vibe because we know how Ed, yeah, we know how Ed feels about his father. But with Al and him meeting his father, it just felt like Hohenheim was getting rewarded for what he was trying to avoid the whole time. His fears were alleviated because Al was just treating him like his father, despite all the time that was lost with him doing what he was doing and being afraid of having that contact with him. So, yeah, they just got to bond, and he was very happy that Al was trusting of him because he felt like he didn't really earn that, but he's just Al's looking at it. Al is very naive at times, so he's just looking at it like, "You're my dad. Of course, I trust you." And Hohenheim again felt like that connection wasn't there, so he thought he was undeserving of it. But it felt good to have that, like unconditional love.
Yeah, I love how he tried to fuck with him though emotionally. What if I'm just tricking you and all this is just a part of my evil plan? And Al's just like, oh, he didn't even know what to say. And then Hohenheim's just like, just kidding.
Nah, just fucking with you. Look at you, you almost.
Just gives him a little noogie. My little son.
Stupid motherfucker. I love it, kid.
You're the reason I want to do meth and Winry.
Well, you can do one, but you can't do the other. Now, which is it, son?
Meth.
Pick one.
Well, at least you got goals.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Now get the fuck out of here.
All right. Can I have $20? I want to go buy some drugs.
You think $20 just grows on trees? I had to work 15 years for this. Stupid. But yeah, it was nice just to see that little reconciliation. Just really, really sweet in a way. Definitely don't think Hohenheim should have messed with his emotions like that, though. That really was something I feel like he could have did without.
He's kind of new to this father thing. You got to give him a little grace.
That's true. That's true. He is kind of new at this whole thing. It's like, let's see. Oh, what if I'm trying to trick you and everybody that you love and know is gonna die?
So extreme.
Just kidding. I know. That's why I was like,
this is version of Peekaboo or some shit.
Who's gonna get betrayed? There he is.
It's like that classic horrible parent joke where they traumatize the kid is like a fucking joke.
Yeah.
I hate that shit so much when I see that people record their kids being like jump scared on TV, like watching the TV, or I don't know, purposely. Like you guys ever seen like people dressed up as the Grinch and then they go into these houses and scare the shit out of it? I hate when people do that. It's not funny. It's traumatizing.
People, and it's just for the adults, really.
Yeah, I remember scary shit like that all the time. Phoenix Suns Gorilla. Run away. I always remember that. Because he came in, he was happy, he was jumping, and he was in the classroom. I was booking it to home. I didn't care that I didn't have a car back then. I was running.
People go, oh, you'll think it's funny when you grow up. It's like, no. I'll do it again because I have PTSD.
Right. And then they wonder why. Gee, why do you take things so seriously? Yeah, I know.
Afraid. Clown. gonna pop out of the dark
honk.
and honk at me.
Oh, I remember seeing some of the worst ones where I guess these kids watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre the night before, and this motherfucker comes in, the dad, with an actual chainsaw that didn't have a chain on it, thankfully, but he just went and just was like terrified, like woke these kids up, and these kids probably pissed themselves. I'm just like, y'all did that just
Like,
it just drives me crazy.
Content, baby.
Ugh.
But
Anyway,
FMA committed the cardinal sin, or at least the sin that we thought it would never stoop to. It had fan service, y'all.
Winry's boobs.
well, they she was taking a bath, and you kind of saw like the cleavage part, but then you did see the underboob, but through the water, like the shadow of it or whatever. And I gotta take a step back. Why FMA? Why?
Yeah. This is death of the show. We can't like the show anymore.
No, we have to kill it now.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're good.
No.
Oh, why is
Did you
that?
not hear me? Are you confused about something? See, I just said it had fan service. We
We're
can't
done.
like this show anymore.
Yeah, but like it's just one boob. Well, two boobs.
No,
but,
it's
like,
two.
One pair.
Let's say two.
One pair of boob.
Too much.
Too much.
So if it were like one boob or three boob.
It would be something
I
from
can't
Total
do that much
Recall.
math. I can
That's
only
all
go
I
up to
know.
2.
Oh my god. The Decrepit Storm said apparently Sean was in episode 44 as an additional voice.
Uh-oh. Maybe he was one of the guys that Ed beat up when that whole thing happened.
I think he was. I think that's what he was, which I was like, there's just so many layers to that, especially because it's Vic Mignogna beating up Sean Schimmel. It just makes me happy.
But the conversation with Rolls and Winry was interesting. Rolls was basically glazing Winry by saying, Ed and Al helped me, and because of you giving the auto mail to Ed, you indirectly helped me too. And then she was just talking about like how much she's learned since the whole Father Cornello thing, where essentially her faith was shattered and she had to rebuild herself. She's kind of just like a personification of this city, and everything it's went through and being rebuilt, because like the city, of course, through all the riots, is in shambles, but everybody's still positive. Everybody's working towards building it. Like I said, that's kind of like with Rose, because she was completely shattered and just, we didn't really know where she was going to be when Ed last left her.
She literally had a gun pointed to his head.
Yeah.
When we first saw her.
And Ed said the encouraging words where he was like, you got to keep walking, you got to keep going. And we did see her before this episode rolled around, but like now you're getting to see her in full, where it's like, she's put herself back together and is helping everybody else.
Yeah. Instead of finding that
Did
faith
we
in
also
something.
have Hawkeye fan service?
I don't
know.
so.
I don't know if you would call it fan service. She was in a shower, unless you really like.
Oh, you're talking about that episode.
What about Lust?
Her boobs did jiggle.
Yeah. You know what? Fullmetal Alchemist is a sin all its own.
Damn.
Just like how Rose's worldview was shattered, ours just got shattered now.
What about Ed with his shirt off?
Nah, it doesn't count for men.
What about Ed with his shirt off? Yeah, it's true. It doesn't count for men.
Well,
You can be shirtless and be
tons of women
fine.
watch this show, so.
Well, it would work. I would agree more so with like Mustang, like when he was about to kill
Mustang.
Lust, and then he had this
Armstrong.
Yeah,
showing
see-
off the abs and
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about how Ed was introduced as if he was like this brand new character that hasn't been seen in like years?
Yeah, like we haven't seen him for a long ass time.
Yeah, like trying.
It's been 2 episodes.
Must have been a long time. They must have took a hiatus during that time. The manga or the anime.
Maybe. I have no idea.
In real time, it's been a little while because like you could tell by his hair length, but it hasn't been that long to where it's like he shows up as a new design. They when they show him from the boots up.
Yep.
It's like it's supposed to be a surprise. Like, oh my god, it's Ed! It's like
Shit. Yeah, I mean, literally, just they did every trope in the book. You saw him from the feet. They described him. You didn't see the face. You saw the arm when he choked out that one dude. They just, who is that? I don't know, but he's taken out all our men. I think he's the full metal.
The only thing they were missing was some shit like this. They have a wanted poster on the wall or something with his face, and he just goes. He walks right past it at first, and then he goes back and he goes.
Yeah, it tears it down.
And then it shows his face.
Yeah, like some Indiana Jones.
Yeah, like Steven Spielberg loves those reveals. Like an indie reveal is perfect, but that's what it felt like to me when they introduced him. And I agree. I don't know if there was like a hiatus in between. Like I don't know if there was like a delay when it came to that because they made it like this epic. Like oh my god, Ed's been gone for so long and now he's back when it was only 2 damn episodes. So yeah.
Decrepit Storm says, on that day we realized FMA was a lie. And then we could get back on our own 2 feet. David says, Ben, your voice is kind of too low, I think, a bit.
Is it?
I didn't notice.
It's because I speak,
maybe I'm just loud.
I sometimes speak from the side of the mic. Back and
Talk like this.
I sometimes talk like this and I sound like a little like little.
Yeah. I sometimes sound like Pee Wee Herman. Sorry.
We didn't talk about this. It's not that much to talk about, but Al learns about the story of Hohenheim because he tells him that off stream.
He's just streaming on Twitter.
My dad, chat. My dad's Hohenheim, chat. He's a philosopher's stone, chat.
I can see Al being a streamer.
Yeah, he's young enough. He would definitely be into Fortnite.
Chat, is this fucked up?
Or
chat?
Minecraft.
This is how you build a fort with alchemy.
It fits him perfectly. He's a Fortnite player. Yeah.
Good to see this bank actually check things. Oh yeah. We didn't really talk about that. Ed and the back alley doctor and
the bank's name, Bank's Bank.
Wait, was it really called that?
It was called.
It was called. You're kidding.
That's like calling a store.
Right. Food. What do we serve here? Food. Just. My God, I didn't notice that either. But I just love it. It's like I'm here to make a withdrawal. Oh, okay, you big brooding man. You're his stewardess or guardian. Here you go. Follow that man. He's suspicious as hell. And then that's what introduced all those other guys to where they were looking for Fullmetal.
Yeah.
And then Fullmetal individually wiped all of them out like nothing.
Yeah.
I guess you could say
and everything.
He was
full.
He ate because he had a bag of food.
I would say he wasn't full because he didn't eat.
Well, he had to drop the bag, but listen, shut up. It's called Banks.
Banks, and he got some food, and he went home. Yeah, I gotcha.
The last big thing that happened was Greed in this episode. Greed
Oh,
and
that was cool.
Beetle.
I forgot about Greed, to be honest. Like now there's a guy that's been gone a while.
Yeah. Because we didn't talk about Beetle, but Beetle showed up last episode and he was trying to figure out what was going on with Greed and you know. So he ends up going to underground and he stumbles upon the undead soldiers that they're gearing up to build, and he stumbles upon Greed. And he's like, "Yo, Greed, what's good, baby?" And Greed's like, "I'm not.
I don't know
Greed.
you.
I don't. Who the fuck are you?"
got wiped. Dumb bitch, better run.
And then freaking Beto is voiced by the voice actor that always plays the same voice in everything he does, because he just has that really annoying kind of sounding voice when he talks. Who's he? Like he was in Ghost Stories where he plays the Jewish guy. He's like,
oh yeah,
this is against my religion.
He's in a bunch of 2000s.
Oh, for sure.
He's the blondie in Planet X.
Oh, yeah. To me, that's his best role. Like, it fits him perfectly when he does that voice, where he's just like, "Oh, I want to get to know this girl."
He did some role recently in like a really big anime where he sounded like much older, and he sounded really.
Oh, really?
It was. Yeah. May have been Fruits Basket.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to say his last name is like Aries or something. I can't remember.
Something like that. I think he reprised some role. He came back. He sounded like 20 years older in a good way.
Mm-hmm. He had a small part in Super when they did the dub, I remember. And this is, I think the reason he even did like the other Frieza was because he was originally supposed to be like Frieza, and it's some kind of like in joke or whatever. And I remember him doing a voice of that in Super when they did the. Oh yeah, this is it. The Tomoya Super combo. He was perfect for that. Yeah, I know that's sub, but still great. I need to rewatch Clannad again.
Do you though?
Great. Yeah, do I? Yeah, I do. I
do you?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I love the second season. After story. Excuse me. So yeah, Greed punches through Beto, and Beto goes and then dies. And Greed just like he remembers all of a sudden, and he holds his lifeless dead body, going, "No, no."
What I really love, and we probably already talked about this, talking about Greed, but I love what Fullmetal Alchemist does with the Greed moniker, and like how they use it to where they make Greed not evil. They make him just selfish. Where it's like you would think, given like him, like given his sin, given his affiliation with the homunculus, that he would just be like a pure evil guy, trying to conquer. I guess he is trying to conquer everybody in a sense, but they made it to where it's like he's so defensive about his possessions, like his henchmen, his people. He cares about them so much that he would fight for them, and he gets angry when anybody threatens his possessions. And I really like that because that leads to that whole confrontation with him and Bradley.
Oh yeah, and that's how the episode ends. Is a part that I wasn't even expecting. Greed taking on Bradley, and he's like, "Let's talk." Okay, I think it's in the next episode. But I could talk more about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
No, that's about it for this
that's
episode.
it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. On to 45.
Okay. This episode. What was this episode? Oh my god, this was the episode! Guys, this was the episode with the big ending.
Oh.
Yes, it had a really big ending.
It's the housewife.
What?
I thought you were talking about. I thought you was talking about something else.
Yeah, I did too.
No, when a MILF does something, that's more important.
Could Olivier could Olivier be classified as a MILF? Because think about it though.
She's kind of like.
To be fair, Uzumi doesn't have kids either.
She's in a way. She may be like an incel for justice.
Wait, oh.
I actually think Olivier's older than Izumi.
Yeah, she is. I imagine her in her 40s. And Izumi is like maybe mid to late 30s. Maybe even younger. Maybe even like late 20s.
Yeah. Because she was running Briggs back when Izumi was stealing from Briggs.
Yeah, and she came right back over to Briggs and was like, who's fighting us? Just a single mother. Or a housewife, excuse me.
She just goes there like it's a 7-Eleven.
Gets locked up. Yeah, gets locked up. Hey, boys, haven't seen you in a while. By the way, the world's coming to an end.
Yeah, we get the montage of messages like that.
Yeah, that was a great ending.
I like how one of them is just one of the generals just sexually assaulted one of his subordinates.
Dude, I saw that same thing and I was like, what the fuck?
We need an HR for real.
Seriously, nobody's being held accountable in this area. It's like, hey baby, I love that ass the way you shoot. Oh my god! Oh, by the way, the day of reckoning is upon us.
Was that necessary? Was that part of the plan?
Also, isn't he old enough to be her dad?
Yes, he is very old.
Jeez, why is it always old men in anime that gotta touch butts?
I don't know.
It's really a thing, and old grannies do the same thing, but with dudes.
That's true.
Is this written by a female?
Yeah, that's what's more shocking about it.
I mean, we're just lucky it's not more prevalent because they find
for
that
sure
hilarious.
I know. Nothing says funny like sexual harassment.
But this episode we basically continue the whole Greed and Bradley fight, which is awesome.
It was great. What I was gonna say the previous episode was I love how Pride literally did nothing and was just sitting there with that pissed off look on his face the whole time, like, what the fuck you want?
I could have did it though. Know that. Like he tucked his shadow in. His shadow wasn't even out like that much. He was just like,
yeah. Didn't even try to act scared. Didn't even try to go, mommy, what's going on? Just arms folded and pissed. I don't know why. That just made me laugh. But yeah, cool fight. Like, I wouldn't say it was even. I mean, maybe it kind of was, but I think Bradley handled, like, he was inches away from killing him, and then he did the whole harden around his neck, which I was like, that's cool.
David says Olivier is a MILF. Maybe
there you go.
Well, if David says, I want to say if David says so, then it must be true.
Ellie says, "Give me another bottle of ambition. 40s, 2 more bottles of ambition, because it's always old dudes in the red pill." It sounded like I made that sound like one continuous statement, and it sounded
he
so
did.
Psychopathic.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wow, that's
Ellie, dang.
what is Ellie saying?
He's fallen down the path, man.
He's just in the corner going, "It's always the old man. It's always the old man in the red pill, man."
He's always watching me from his red pill.
It's up there. Sorry.
But well, that Bradley and Greed fight was fun.
Mm-hmm.
If we're to expect Greed to, fight against the homunculus, which I mean we pretty much got that in this episode. I know this is jumping ahead, but Ed essentially joins Greed. So although Greed isn't really a good guy, we can consider him an ally for the Day of Reckoning. So we could probably expect to see that fight again. And
which
I don't
fucking cool.
Based on what we got right now, here's the thing. I feel if Ling took over Greed's body,
oh yeah,
it would be a much better fight because Ling can fight.
He held his own against
him. Yeah, Ling is a real fighter, and paired with Greed's just ultimate shield, then we might be talking. But Greed just himself,
I think you may have alluded to something, Sasuke. I'm thinking maybe in order, if that fight was to happen again, like maybe they strike up a deal where Greed and Ling just go, look, I can fight. First of all, the fact that Ling is still holding on after all this is crazy. I guess that just kind of shows you how strong his resolve is. But he's just like very strong-willed. And he just tells Greed, hey, I know you're in a bit of a pickle here and that you want to avenge your Chimera friends. Let me take over the body temporarily, fight, and you could also give me your powers of like hardening and all that badassery.
Yeah, he's like, it's like he's the Nine-Tailed Fox in this situation.
Right, Nine-Tailed Fox. It's Jujutsu Kaisen with Sukuna. Yeah.
Let me
Except not as evil.
Body. Yeah. We gotta talk about what I've been waiting for a long time, which is Olivier versus Armstrong.
My God. Can we all respect the fact that the father is basically Chris Sabat doing an old man voice? He's just talking like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you never come to visit.
I like how the entire
you want to take
Olivier's like the kids like notices something like, what's going on? And she walks in and Olivier's in the middle of saying, I'm trying to kill you, of course. She's like, stick in there. See ya.
Hang in there, hang in there, Alex.
Weird family.
I just love, because this is what makes it so funny for me. Olivier goes there and says, hand over the reins to me. I want to be the successor. You need to retire and go to fucking Malaysia or something.
She almost looks like a Chunibu because of this family. Like, she's the weird one out in a weird way. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're all super eccentric.
Mm-hmm.
Like in their looks,
just in different ways.
Attitudes. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, but yeah, like he's just like, because Alice comes in, Armstrong comes in, and then he's like, hey, your sister's trying to overthrow us, fight her for our honor. And then Alice is like, what? They end up fighting. He doesn't even wait for the fight to conclude. As soon as the fight starts, he knows Armstrong is going to lose, so he packs up and vacations. He's just like, yeah.
I heard it's lovely this time of year.
Let's go to Xing. Let's just go to China. Just get out of here.
Yeah. Olivier whoops Alex's ass, just like up and down the mansion.
Dragon Ball Z fight.
I'm kind of one-sided, but yeah, he gets dragged. No.
I think he even tries to tap out.
Yeah, he does. She's no, I'm done.
Mercy.
Show mercy. She's like, ha, that settles it. I am now the successor. Ha ha. But apparently, it was all part of a plan? Question mark. Olivier did this so that her family could be away from what's coming? Question mark. Because she doesn't really admit it.
Yeah,
but
He's got a heart of gold, that Olivier.
I think she smiled, but she didn't show her brother her smile because her back was to her, and she just smiled, which tells me that's exactly what she did. Once again, the stubbornness, the thick-headedness, whatever you want to call it, and doing everything nice, but not saying it.
She can't show affection in a straightforward way. It always has to be, oh, you think it's that, but it's really this. That type of thing. I mean, she did that with her men too when she gave them a broken clock.
Right.
Instead of just telling them, hey, I care about you guys. I'm going to let you have all the time you need. Please just come back. Kind of.
She's a very tsundere about it.
That's how I act. I have that same way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I just didn't want the stream to work, Baka.
I just don't want to show my true feelings because I
think a part of that too is that she, given her position in Fort Briggs, she can't show her emotions the way she wants to. Like, she can't be outwardly affectionate because
she's a commander. Or general.
And in this situation, like, she's trying to. It actually shows how much she cares about her family, not just because she's sending them off, but for her to think about, I need to get them away so they can't be used as a hostage. She's also thinking, not only for Alex, because that's obvious. She's thinking about that for herself. Like, if they take my dad or my mom or my little sister hostage, what am I going to do? So she just gets them out of that situation completely, which is very smart on their end.
Very smart, but it brings back that same question. I'm just like, you don't have to always be such a hard ass. You could be cool in front of your own. It's your own family. I understand other people, especially if you're a general and you gotta lead the troops and whatnot. But nah, it's just who she is.
I also think she just really wanted to beat Armstrong's ass. I think that was also a part of it.
She just wanted to. This is for being a coward. Ah!
I think she had fun beating his ass. And on Armstrong's end, although he got his ass whooped, he didn't use alchemy because that would have gave him the edge in the fight, I believe. So
I think so, because she doesn't know how to use alchemy, does she?
No, she's not an alchemist.
Yeah, I didn't think so. She's just strong.
She doesn't need it. she's a walking demolition.
A literal walking tank, because she gets in a tank inside a fucking elevator.
That family is just naturally strong. Even like the little sister who doesn't look anything like, she has no muscle on her body, was throwing pianos at
right. She chucked a piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The power scaling is so weird in this family.
I know. If you're an Armstrong, you literally are strong. You have to live up to the name.
Yeah. For generations.
Well, I'm gonna go. Going to Xing. I heard it's lovely this time of year.
Oh man. That's the other thing. So, ironically, the Armstrongs are going to Sheen, and May is supposed to go to Sheen until Envy just goes, "Hey, what if you don't go to Sheen?"
Hey, wait a second. That's a really good idea. I got days
Stupid
I gotta
kid.
do back there in Central.
Stupid kid. Envy's gonna come back, and May is gonna be the worst character. I hope someone snaps her neck.
What? Why
is she going back to Central?
Because
five?
she's going back to
idiot.
Central.
She's 5.
She's going back to Central. Oh my God. Why did you say? She's going back to Central because she cares about everybody. And she doesn't want to be selfish about going back to Sheen.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad she went on this journey just to fuck it up.
Oh, God.
Should have left a trail of Skittles.
She wants to help out everybody she's been on a journey with, EA. How did you spin it until she needs to get her neck snapped?
I'm half-heartedly being mean and joking, but I don't know. To me, it just seems like a bad idea because I don't trust Envy as far as I could throw her. You know what I mean? Because
we know it's a bad idea and it's going to end up as a bad thing for her. But I mean, just from how things stand right now, I don't think May is looking at Envy as a threat, considering Envy is just the iguana in a jar.
Oh my God!
But we know, as an audience, that this is going to be a bad thing.
This is why you don't trust kids to do adult stuff. Come on, give us go out and find the Philosopher's Stone, May. You got it. What happens? She dooms the world.
Well, no, she was just supposed to go back to Shing and just give them Envy. That was really it. She was supposed to not.
She failed at that too.
Why is Decrepit Storm so clever? He says, "You could throw Envy pretty far now, so that's not saying much."
I demand three of you retire, hand over the podcast to us, and go to China. Oh,
all right.
Let's go.
Right.
All right. Sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
I listened.
The money stack. See,
I immediately.
Yeah. Well, no. In all seriousness, yeah, she's in her hardest of hearts. She feels like what she's doing is right, but God, Envy's gonna trick her, and then she's gonna eat her, and then I'm gonna go, well, that's what you get, you stupid kid. Ling. Poor Ling.
Envy, plays on May's kindness, and because it was like she goes to this village, and all the villagers are being nice to her. They're preparing to give her a home because they're like, "You're traveling all the way to fucking China."
So sweet.
And Envy puts the battery in her back where she's like, "Wow, look how kind they are." Kind of a piece of shit for leaving your friends to fucking fight all these monsters in Central. If it was me, I would go back to Central to save my friends. But
right.
And
Envy was like
pieces of shit.
Yeah, Envy was also like, well, I guess you can go back to Shing and give him a shriveled, dried up lizard and see what good that'll do. And it's just like, this Envy's just lying out their ass. Oh, yeah, I know. Manipulative is, but that's what makes her a good villain.
Yeah.
And Envy is just father, pretty bad. Out of all the homunculus, I would say Envy's probably the most hated. Like, easily.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Sloth, he's just a stoner. Gluttony's also a stoner too, but a different kind. But yeah, Envy, that's a next snap I would love to see.
And Ling takes over Greed's body, warns Ed about the day of reckoning, asks Ed about, what's going on with Lon Fawn. Ed tells him, blah, blah, blah. Greed takes back over, and Greed's essentially just like, yeah, I kind of tried to kill Bradley. I don't think the homunculus like me anymore. I'm kind of going to do my own thing. See ya. I don't care what happens to you anymore.
I want to take over the world. Does the whole hands up to the sky and grabs the moon.
Yeah.
Well, he says you guys are going to be like John Cena in China. Bing chilling.
That sounded like a Sims.
Yeah, it did.
I think it means ice cream.
Yeah, I remember when he was doing those ice cream things.
Envy doesn't have a neck to snap anymore. Just poke him in the eye.
Yeah. It's like, let me grab a toothpick. Hold on. Ow! You could probably make a wonderful sound out of that.
Also, Envy's VA and the sub is
Cool. I'm curious to see it.
that was one of the ones I was really impressed.
I thought the whole thing of Ed deciding to join Greed was, I mean, they referenced it. It was a sign of his growth, because when Greed first came around and was trying to exchange information with Ed was very prideful and just didn't want to associate with him. Rightfully so, considering how like shady this dude was. But at the same time, considering the stakes, it would have probably been better for him to be a little more diplomatic. Like, of course, you're not going to tell someone's intentions, and it's a bad start given how they brought Ed or Al there. But this time around, Ed just goes, okay, I'm gonna put my pride to the side and actually try to use you, because we need all the help we can get, essentially. So no, it goes full circle. Like, he's just like, whatever. I've been a part of the military. I follow orders. Following orders for you won't be so bad. Whatever it takes to win.
Yeah. He's like, I've been a lapdog since I joined the military. What's one more person? Yeah.
Seems he matured a lot.
Absolutely. You kind of have to in these sort of situations, especially when you have a pole through you and you find out all these different things that are basically a lie. Yeah, his whole worldview literally came crashing down. Yeah, for sure. He had to mature quickly.
Down and it hurts inside.
Oh my gosh. But I love the scene where Ling gets there, collapses. He's like, which one is it, Greed or Ling? And you just heard him, food. It's Ling, all right.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. Yeah, that man can eat.
Yeah.
Even when they had rations, he's a freeloader.
Took all of their rations. How do you take the rations from those two big ass chimeras? Like, they can eat.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. He could put it away like nothing.
Jesus, where does it all go?
It's agreed now.
For me, yeah. Or he's feeding all the souls in the Philosopher's Stone. They just take the food away like a tapeworm.
That is true. It's a bunch of souls just, I'm hungry. Give me food.
I want a piece.
I want a little nibble.
Give me a waterfall, bro.
Well, shall we talk about the big ending? That sets it up perfectly.
That day.
The Promised Day.
Yeah, the Promised Day. Then I love the choice of showing the title credits at the end after everybody got wind of that the Day of Reckoning was coming, and how it kind of showed how everybody was just so secretive because they kind of had to, because they had eyes constantly looking. They had to do their, everybody was passing notes. I just love the whole cleverness of everything, and just how it showed how everybody was just being as sneaky as they possibly could. And then, freaking Roy Mustang sees it, throws it. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker, why are you throwing it? And then just shoots it on fire. I'm like, oh, okay. I was about to say, don't let that go. And then it just shows the title screen, the Promised Day. I was like, oh, that gave me goosebumps. It was really, really good. I enjoyed every bit of it. Even the ending was different. Like, when it showed all the credits and everything, it was showing everybody where they were currently at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Which C probably didn't notice because he skipped it. But yeah, it was totally, totally cool how they did that.
Yeah. I mean, this is we're in the final arc now. Like, this is it.
It felt like this was that this was the end of the arc, and that we're gonna like literally start a brand new chapter or arc, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. So it's about the time you would start to expect that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the final countdown, and I'm just like, wow. We're almost to the end, and I'm just like so excited to see how it ends.
Ooh, I'm telling you, EA, the next coming episodes, I'm not going to say like whether it's next podcast or next podcast, but you are in for some exciting moments coming up.
I think it was like after this episode, like I kind of just was coming up with stuff to say for the podcast, and I think one of the things that I first thought about was like I can understand why this and Attack on Titan are as popular as they are. Like, it just has that way of storytelling
For sure.
along, but it also has a lot of things that tie back. You know, it's very much like an American television kind of way to do a story. I think that's why it's just so popular. It's because the story is so enthralling.
Yeah. It's literally the way I can kind of like describe it is not I guess you could say it's kind of a slow burn.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like everything's leading to a certain something, and now we're getting to the end of that candle, where it's about to go off and everything. And
theory.
is it,
Everyone
yeah.
can kind of like talk about it. It's like a water cooler kind of show, like Lost or Sopranos.
Did you see what happened the other night? Oh my god! Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is one of those animes where I could definitely see why, if you've never seen anime before, why you show this to them. It's the story for sure.
Characters are great. The designs are not totally like bubblegum anime.
Right, it's not the big saucer eyes and something that you have to explain to people. I mean, they do the wiggles and all that other stuff in it.
This guy's named Rudius, and he gets ED, but don't question it. He's a good guy. But also, in the previous world, he's a pedophile. But don't question it, because he's changed.
Right.
Even though he doesn't really actually change.
And he had sex with this girl that's 12 years. But don't worry about it, because he's got the mind of a 30-year-old. Don't worry about it.
And they might be cousins, but don't worry about it. They're only like third cousins.
Oh my god.
Also that 12-year-old, she's don't pay attention to what they do with her later. Move on from that. Oh, and that girl, that fox girl, that's just their cultural attire or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they wear. That's their warrior outfit. Don't worry about it. Don't pay no mind. Exactly.
Is that it for FMA?
That is it for FMA.
That is it for me. This was the perfect way to end this arc, and it's definitely leading up to a big epic conclusion. And I'm happy to say that I haven't been spoiled yet, and I'm going to keep it that way. And I'm looking forward to see how this one differs from the original.
Decrepit Store says Matensei gets worse when you explain it in detail.
I mean, it does. It literally does.
It was one of the worst shows out of context.
For sure. And he just tied up these girls, and they pissed themselves, and he squeezed on their boobs to see if he can get an erection. But don't worry about it.
Oh my god, that is kind of that is how people sort of explain the show. Is just don't worry about it.
It gets better. It gets better. Don't worry about it.
Better. That's a classic. Let's go ahead and talk about Rurouni Kenshin season 2 episode 16, aka 39. This episode, much like honestly the last handful of episodes, have just been for me like some of my favorite, probably my favorite stretch right now. We got the introduction officially to the Tin Swordsman, which I guess has Satsuki's wife in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Yumi.
No.
Yeah, Yumi's a part of the 10 Swords.
No, she's not.
She not?
No,
it showed her name.
it showed
Is
her,
she
but
not?
you didn't. It's a caretaker. She's not a swordsman.
Oh, she definitely takes a lot of care.
Yeah, I wrote down. I have the 10 swordsmen written down. That's all
Okay.
10 of them.
Okay, my bad. Well, I guess we're nothing but filthy liars. Thanks for stopping, everybody, and
That's the end of the podcast.
that's the end right there because we got called out. No, kidding. But I think everybody was at a radioactive power plant when they were born because everyone looks so fucking strange.
It's somebody with a big ass alien Roger from American Dad head.
It's like literal fucking mega mind.
They got that one guy from Berserk, one of the god hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the Tucson brothers from Trigun or whatever.
Oh my god.
What are those guys' name?
Yeah. There's a literal Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that's blind.
A blind man that can see?
A literal turtle because like he's got the turtle shell, he's blind, and I want to say he's got almost kind of like the same white eyes that the turtles did. And I'm like, I wonder if that was inspired by the turtles. Probably was. But yeah, looks like that. And there's isn't there a swordsman that looks like a girl but is a guy? So a trap?
Kamatari.
Yeah, it's a trap swordsman.
He's trying to get with.
Kamatari is basically what was their name? Oh, it's going to come to me.
The female name.
No, I'm thinking of a character.
Oh, okay.
Jikotsu from Inuyasha.
Oh,
Remind
me who that was again.
Jikotsu was the one that was in love with Inuyasha and Moroku. Yeah.
Was she like really young too? Okay, I must not remember. Anyway,
I'll show you a picture.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably remember when you send me. But
Decrepit Storm says in the chat, Rudy could be a homunculus. David says peak show in reference to Matensei, I assume. But also sort of true right now for Kenshin. Story-wise, at least. And Decrepit Storm says the beginning of the stream was better than this because then I couldn't hear your lies.
Haku from Naruto is what Midnight said. Whatever that means.
I feel like it would be different from Haku though, because Haku just looks feminine. Whereas Kamatari seems to Oh, you see the picture now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember this character.
Yeah. I think it's even different with Jikosu too, because Kamatari I think identifies as a female, whereas Haku didn't really identify as a female. Haku just looked feminine, and kind of the same thing with Jikotsu.
It wasn't Naruto like, wait, you're a boy?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was around the stuff that I did see.
Yeah, because Haku just pulled up to the forest like in some dress, like in some pink dress or whatever. Naruto was mightily confused.
And he was like, huh? Wait, what?
What did I get this boulder for?
Believe it. Believe this correction.
Yeah. But
Roman Reigns walks in, believe that. Just a random like showdown between
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Oh,
and has him. Sorry.
Kamatari wants to fuck Shishio.
Yes.
So that's a thing.
Yeah, he wants to. He wants to burn just like everybody else that gets touched by Shishio.
Oh, he saw it.
Literally. Yeah, a
Just
bunch
like
of
how
weird characters.
Kamatari is really trying to have a competition with Yumi. Yumi's like, you know how long I've been fucking him?
It's like the dude's been inside me so many times. How many times have you been? Has he been inside you? None. Get out of here. Yeah. I'm gonna win his heart. And she's just over here like, good luck with that.
Yeah, you're gonna do that by fighting? I don't think that's how it works.
No. Maybe in his mind. But yeah. Yeah, so we got traps and mutants, crazy Death Note looking dudes. A giant apparently that's like Frankenstein, where if you just tap the ground, it goes, and then he just taps again and goes, just falls right back asleep. It's like fucking sloth.
which makes me think about that one guy who was doing it, the giant head midget, Saizuchi.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like he was controlling the other Fuji. So if that's the case, does that mean he can't fight? I'm not sure, because he was about to get in a fight with, as you call him, the Death Note guy, Ryuk. Oh, what was his name? Hinya. No, I guess.
Wouldn't that be something if he just did avenge me? You know how much I sacrifice?
You can't do this to me.
I built this company. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he can fire or not, but he's a part of the 10, so that must mean he can. Ish. Well, maybe.
What we should all gather from what we see of the 10 Swords is that Shishio believes in diversity.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
No.
Diversity and inclusion.
Yes. Well, it's mean. Say it. Say that.
What, DEI?
We can say it. We won't burst into flames if we do.
He has a blind man. I don't really know what to say about Sojiro. He's like, looks like he's 15 years
dude.
old. Yeah, Sojiro just looks very young to me. Anji.
We have a goblin.
Goblin. Oh yeah, the big guy. We got a literal giant. We
have a Shinigami.
Yeah, like a goth neat. I don't know what to say about Cho either. We have a cross-dressing swords man.
Yeah.
We got one that's kind of like a Nazi. We got a super religious monk.
Oh yeah.
You got everything.
Yeah.
Preppa Storm says, "Woke Shishio." Well, if you think about it, he's trying to burn Kyoto to the ground for like basically anarchy and chaos. So isn't that like?
That's very progressive.
That's very progressive.
he's a revolutionary for sure. So yeah.
So he's woke. You know what? Good for him.
I'm so proud of you, Shishio. You go and get what you want.
Exactly. Like, don't let other people tell you woke.
Yeah. You burn down Kyoto.
The Crab Storm says, but see, you're so far left you won't even use the right ear. Oh my god.
Now that is clever. That is well written.
Oh god, what are the people on the far left? I don't know anything about the far left.
What you mean?
Like, what's their like? You know how we can like joke about the far
the
right or
the
whatever?
the anarchists.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called right off the top of my head.
Like, what's like? I don't know. Like, who's like one of their like funny people?
They're funny people.
Yeah, they're funny.
Like they tell good
I
jokes.
don't know. Like they're talking heads. I don't know, was it Jordan? Is Jordan Peterson the leader of the far left? I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
I don't even know what I'm trying to ask.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
We are off the rails. Well, we were just trying to say that everything's inclusive with Shishio.
Yeah. Props to Sojiro for lightening the mood, trying to give everybody like donuts.
Yeah.
And then like Usui sees the donuts and they weren't donuts. Let me just say donuts. It makes it easier.
They were shit business.
Usui sees the donuts. He's like, I can sense that these donuts are telling lies, just like you. And I'm like, blind characters in anime are so funny because they make it. This is always the case with blind characters. They make it to where it's like, why are they blind? What is even a point?
Midnight in the chat says, if we think about it, had Shishio really done anything wrong, the government is just paying for his past sins. Gabby Braun.
Oh my god.
I think he's doing a lot wrong, but but yeah, it's one of those things to where it feels like an aesthetic to make the character seem cool. It's like, whoa, he can sense this even though he's blind, but it's moments where it's just like, no, he is not blind.
Yeah, he's not Daredevil. He's not as cool as Daredevil.
Yeah. But yeah, he sensed something is up with Sojiro and Shishio because he goes, you would never leave Shishio's side unless you were following one of his commands, which he was right because we saw the message that he relayed to Shishio, which was him talking about him gathering the bolts and saying we can sell at any time. So it seems like they got a little escape route for themselves once they start this great Kyoto fire.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's only going to include Shishio, Sojiro. What is Acorn Head's name? Acorn Head.
Let's see. It's Hoji.
Oh yeah, Hoji. And Yumi.
Very impressive.
I had to because we're not going to remember these swordsmen's names.
No, not even.
We're just not like.
I don't remember Yumi.
We can remember Yumi. I can remember Sojiro. We can remember Cho.
Shishio, yeah, for sure.
Anji, maybe. Usui, that's kind of easy. But everybody else, like, are we going to remember Saizuchi? No. Henya, probably not. Fuji's kind of easy to remember. And
the VTuber?
Is it? I don't know. I don't know VTubers except for like one.
Yeah, and we're working with them.
Oh no, I didn't. Okay.
You guys are?
Two.
Yeah, it's you.
I'm not a VTuber?
Yeah, you are. I've never seen your face.
It's a Doraborb propaganda. I'm gonna do a slideshow about how I'm not.
Oh,
let's not and say no to drugs.
But
the guy didn't die.
Yeah. He well, he didn't save Seijiro apparently because what he gave him was a placebo.
Yeah. So he got all those indents and said he was going to die, and then just willed himself back to life.
Well, the explanation they gave was that we know with the Sakamoto. I don't know if I'm saying it right. With Kenshin sword, it's already designed not to kill, but he said something about the hilt, like something of it being off, and it cushioned a blow and it made it not as severe as it normally would be. they're just giving an explanation why he didn't die. Like you ain't gotta buy it, but like that was the explanation why he didn't die. And also he was like, yes, it followed your will. Makes sense. It makes sense. So it doesn't make sense that he's walking up like nothing happened, but it makes sense that he didn't die.
David says you are a VTuber. By definite, no.
Well, David said it must be true.
I agree.
Wait.
We already agreed on this.
When David said Matensei was a peak show.
Yeah, a peak of shit.
I was about to say, is peak something?
It was peak shit.
Oh my god.
It's like peak comedy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Peak comedy.
Oh yeah, the other thing. Aoshi and Sojiro have a little conversation, and Aoshi questions why Sojiro is with Shishio, and Sojiro gives the most astute response I've ever seen in anime. Because Aoshi just is like, "Why are you doing this, bro? What is your ideology? What do you stand for?" And he goes, "I don't know." And that's it. That's it. Obviously, I think there's going to be more to it, but I guess they left it ambiguous because maybe he isn't sure of why he followed him himself. I think that's more where they're trying to lead to it. Like, I don't think he's literally like, oh, I'll just fucking join them for the fuck of it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna save it for like a big reveal, like a big emotion.
Yeah, I don't think he has the answer to that himself. Like something where he could clearly say it out loud. Like there would be the feeling of why he did it, but he can't vocalize it maybe right now. Because he definitely joins Shishio for a reason, considering it seems like other than Yumi, he seems to be like his most trusted subordinate. Yeah.
It's because of the chocolates and donuts.
I appreciate the donuts, bro.
It's just making me want to watch Twin Peaks.
Wow.
Baby Ruth.
There was another moment where Kamatari is asking about where Cho is, and we know Cho is locked up. And Kamatari gives
locked up.
Yeah. But Kamatari gives a very great reason for why she wanted to work with Cho, which is that he's a piece of shit that kills women and children. That really made Kamatari happy. So
whatever floats his boat, I guess.
We'll write that down. We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, that was really it for that scene. The other thing was Misao cheering up Kaoru, because Megami saw there was something wrong with her because she's looking at Yahiko off to the distance, training, getting stronger.
The two tomboys coming together.
Wait, Kaoru's a tomboy now?
She might as well be.
She's not a tomboy, I don't think.
What are the classifications for a tomboy? Because I feel like Kaoru's being misrepresented.
Well, if we learned anything from what's her face is a tomboy, you have to mistake them for a girl your whole life until you realize that she's a girl. I mean, a boy. I just said that. I'm out of here.
Kaoru's a girl? I know that.
Liar.
God.
Hey, okay,
I mean, but
Kaoru is a country girl. How about that? The country girl
doesn't
and the
speak.
tomboy.
She doesn't speak like Kenshin.
well, I can agree with Kaoru being, tomboyish, but not Misao. Misao is just Misao.
Chip biscuits.
Shit biscuits for sure.
Oh wait, I said the wrong one. I meant Misao and not Kaoru.
Yeah. I knew what you meant though. I got you.
Thank you.
Toru even understands you. She's looking over your shoulder and understands. If that thing fucking moved, I probably shit my pants.
She just.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, fix me.
I'd be like, Sasuke, don't freak out. Your fucking statue just moved.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
It's like Chucky. What if it's Toru that's trying to kill?
Please don't wish that on me.
It's even worse.
Oh, David says Ben is a tomboy.
That's true.
What? That is not true at all. How is that true?
You heard it here, folks. That C-Tactics is a tomboy.
I am not a tomboy.
I mean, your outfit says otherwise, see?
My outfit? I'm just wearing t-shirt.
No. Your VTuber outfit.
Oh, I'm just wearing a military uniform. Produced in mass quantities or taken off the bodies of other dead soldiers, chopped in half by giant humanoid titans trying to eat everything.
That sounds very tomboyish to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
textbook definition.
If that's being a tomboy, then
I don't ever want to be right.
But everything is just setting in motion. Seijiro tells Kenshin to go back to his friends. The Great Kyoto Fire is supposed to start tomorrow night. So Shishio has the 10 swords. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world been turning. Shishio has his men. Kenshin is going back to his friends, and they're going to regroup and have their team. And it's going to be Shishio and the 10 Swords versus Kenshin and the boys. Which I'm very interested to see how the matchups are going to be, because we can kind of predict. I mean, that's something we could do, because I think we can all say Sanosuke is going to fight Anji.
The bunk. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, based on the numbers we have for Kenshin Squad, there has to be repeat. They had to fight multiple 10 swords. So again, we can say Sanosuke is going to fight Anji. Obviously, Kenshin's going to fight Shishio by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it starts to be like, all right, what are we going to do here? I feel Saito is probably going to fight Sojiro, but I'm not entirely sure of that, because now it feels like Aoishi has a little something with him too. So I would lean more. I would lean more towards Saito fighting Sojiro, just based on their interaction.
Wild card: Yahiko fights Big Head. He just smacks the shit out of his big head until he can't think anymore.
I think I can't see if Yahiko gets involved in this. He has to be jumping with somebody. So I could see like Yahiko being paired with Misao, fighting somebody.
The two youths fighting together. I could see that.
Yeah. I feel like Misao is going to fight somebody based on. I kept saying that I didn't really see Misao beating anybody because it felt like everybody was out of her league. But the truth of the matter is, she's out of the league when it comes to someone like Kenshin, when it comes to someone like Aoishi, Shishio. We don't know how weak or strong these 10 swordsmen are. And if she has help, which I'm assuming she might need some help with one of them, maybe one of the weaker ones she could win against. because I think she has to prove her worth as the new leader of the Oniwaban group. So, given that, I think she is going to fight one of the 10 swordsmen. Who that is, if I had to guess,
Big head.
this is what I do. Because it's such a common thing in these types of shows. They always pair the woman fights the woman, the girl fights the girl. Although Kamatari is biologically male, I feel like if they were to have Misao fight somebody, it would be Kamatari. Probably. Because they love doing that.
I just based it off of size. That's what I did. They're both the same height. But we'll see. This series is finally going to live up to its name. We're going to get the Kyoto disturbance here pretty soon.
Yeah. If Cho is supposed to fight against one of the 10 swordsmen,
he's going to die easily. He's just going to go. He's going to be there to show how strong the 10 swordsmen, and he's going to die easily. I'm calling that.
I don't know who he would fight if he fought one of these guys. There's not like, other than Kamatari because of what she said, I don't know who the fuck he even has like any friction with. So, I don't know.
Well, maybe Kamatari because he's like, I don't swing that way. Ah! I don't know.
Well, anything else for Kenshin?
Just one last thing. I love how Seijiro was like, this is a wonderful coat that's been passed down from generations. Kenshin was like, you can keep it.
Yeah, he just didn't like how the fit looked on him. He was like, yeah, that doesn't work for me.
He's like, that will not fit me, sir. That will be way too big.
I don't have muscles coming out of my ears like you.
Also, is he going to fight? Even though he's hurt?
No. Kenshin already basically asked him to, not basically, he asked him to protect the people.
Oh, yeah,
Aoya.
That's right.
So he's definitely not fighting.
Boo.
Like I say, I feel like the injury that he sustained was an excuse to get him out of the fight with Shishio, because I feel if he was full strength, given what he was showing against Kenshin, this dude is easily upper echelon. If he's not outright stronger than all the 10 swordsmen, he might be stronger than Shishio based on what we saw. Like, he is fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, if I felt like that was a way to get him out of the paint and force the onus to be on Kenshin and the rest of his party.
Boo.
Put more pressure on him.
He'll probably come in at the last second, though. I'm here to save my friends.
I feel like he's sidelined until further notice.
Okay. But yeah, that's really it.
Let's go ahead. Our final show for the evening. Sakamoto Days, Episode 4, the debut of Obiguro, voiced by Alexa Bliss.
Really? That girl was her?
You can kind of tell.
That's cool.
Once you kind of hear it.
I watched it sub, so I didn't know if that was going to be her or not, or else I would have.
Yeah, I've watched most of this series. First episode I watched.
That's cool.
Everything else. That was pretty good. But yeah, she's Obiguro. She's pretty good. Like, she blends right in. You wouldn't even know she wasn't a voice actor for years and years.
Really? She did that good. That's cool. Glad to hear it. Glad Alexa Bliss did great.
But yeah, this is the introduction to Boiled and Obiguro. And that fight at the end was pretty freaking awesome, because we see that apparently Taro can just lose all of his weight whenever he wants?
Now, is that real? Because this is a gripe of mine with anime. Why can't they just have fat people be fat? You know, they always have to go ahead and revert them back to being like skinny or buff muscle or whatever. I'm hoping that maybe that's just something that Boiled is just looking at and going, "Oh my god, that's who I remembered in the past, and that's
put
who."
more pounds on it. Put more pounds on it. Give him more chocolate milk.
What?
Give him more Little Debbie sweet cake. Make him bigger. Is that what you're saying? Or like fat people.
He's fine.
Even fatter.
No, he's fine being chunky. What I'm saying is, in anime, fat people can't stay fat. They always got to get skinny at some point.
Like 600 pounds.
I mean, and if they are fat, they're usually like a villain and they're like a monster or whatever. Anyway.
Or a One Piece character.
or One Piece character, Mama Wedding Cake or whatever her name is. Yeah. That's the one.
Do you understand?
So this episode was pretty good. It continued being at the amusement park. One of my favorite things was they basically saved the one dude's life that got his ass handed to him. What was his name? Lou?
No, Tatsu.
No, not Lou. Duh. Tatsu, thank you. He was all tied up, got his ass handed to him. Sakamoto's daughter was like, "Here's a Band-Aid for you. I like what you got. You got whooped. Here you go. Bye-bye." And he was just like,
"I guess I'll kill you, little motherfucker."
Yeah, I'm tied up, so I can't. But oh well, life. It's worth. He's gonna end up at the store. That's what I predict. Since they let him live, he's gonna end up at the fucking store. But yeah, we got Boiled and Obigoro. Boiled is he's a nerd.
A nerd?
He's a nerd. He names his fighting moves.
He is. He's like he's like a super duper geek.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was funny because like the only reason Sakamoto remembered who this person even was because he was calling out his moves, like fighting him, which interesting way to fight, by the way. He had like rocket gloves and ones that shot ping pong balls or whatever. I was like,
almost like Power Ranger meets MacGyver. It was really cool, actually.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. So I was like, I've never seen anything like that before.
I'd watch that as a character, as a main character. Some fun anime.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
But but when he was like, Sakamoto was remembering, it's like, "Yeah, you like this glove? I call it my super duper power blah. And you see this one?" And then in his mind, he was like, "That's so fucking cringe. That's lame. What are these moves?" And I'm like, "Oh, I get it. Boiled is a fucking nerd. And he hates nerds." He didn't like him for naming his moves. He's like, that's why he forgot about him, because he's like, "I want nothing to do with this man." I almost thought it was because he was jealous because of, well, the fact that Sakamoto was popular with the ladies and got chocolates and everyking.
That was definitely a part of it.
That's a part of it, but
he referenced it during the fight. He was like, you get the girls. You used to get the girls. I was like, oh, okay.
And he had zero interest in him. It seemed like they were just more fans of him. But then there was like another dude that had like a wagon full of chocolate. It's like, what does that guy do?
That was Nagumo from the last episode. The one who dressed up as Sakamoto.
Oh. Okay, my bad. I couldn't remember who that was, since I we just saw him. I just gotta remember these characters, but I don't know. Just interesting that Boyle's main reason of fighting Sakamoto was because he dissed him and that he thought his moves were cringy.
I like how when he's telling the story to Obiguro, she's just like, "That's it."
Right. That's what it was. Are you okay?
Like, Boiled and Obiguro are such like a weird coupling.
You wouldn't think that this was an assassin group that killed 100 people on one mission.
Right, like the whole thing in the bathroom where she's like sitting on the dude. He's like, hold on, close your legs. What am I supposed to look at here? I'm like, what? Jesus.
Even like their first appearance is like them showing up. Like, it's like, oh my God, who are these guys? And then she's about to stomp on an ant pile, and he's like, no, don't move any further. We only kill the targets. It's like, oh, okay. And, they gave a lot of good characterization from the very beginning. But like, yeah, they show from the outset that these are two very wacky characters, despite being assassins. And I think that's just a microcosm of the show. It is very zany, wacky, fun, despite the subject matter of there being assassins and there being murderers for hire.
And I just love how, because I was thinking to myself, how is the wife and daughter gonna not see these people fighting once they begin fighting? Oh, they conveniently get knocked out. How precious.
Did you see their faces when they were knocked out? They were smart.
Yeah, they would look so happy. They're just like enjoying life and just not a worry in the world. So cute.
This show is so funny, like the most random ways. That's what I love about it. It doesn't make you laugh out of nowhere for a small detail.
Yeah.
I think a funny detail too is just like these characters being assassins or like living a lifestyle that they live, and then they get low diff by amusement rides and haunted houses. Specifically, Lou. Like Lou can't handle a roller coaster, and she has to drink alcohol to deal with a haunted house.
Isn't she underage?
Yeah, I think she's like 18 or 19, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't underage drink, ladies and gentlemen.
Unless you're fighting crazy assassins.
Well, I just love how her fighting styles, the drunken master type, which is she's definitely more Chinese with that fighting style and whatnot.
Obiguro is like what would happen if that headphones girl from MHA.
Jiro.
Oh, yeah.
Got kicked out of school. Joined a gang.
I was gonna write that in my notes. I was gonna be like, yeah, she just looks like Kyoko Jiro from My Hero.
Yeah.
Plays bass.
And she had that epic singing episode where she showed the world that she too has a voice of gold.
Join the club already. Anime characters, you think you're special, Walter. Well, let me tell you something. We had a good thing going.
No.
But
yeah, a lot of good animation.
Yeah,
the fighting.
I really like. I mean, the Sakamoto and Boyle fight just look pretty epic.
Yeah.
I like Boyle's fighter style in general, and this is what I really like in fights, because it's one thing to make a fight look good. I think the most important part of a fight, or at least a big investment for a fight for me, is my emotional investment. Like, do I care about why they're fighting? And although the reasons may be ridiculous on Boyle's end, I really like the emotional investment in this fight, because it's almost like the bigger point of the fight is for Boyle to reject the current Sakamoto. It's like, man, this is the dude I'm looking up to. Like you really lost yourself, and that's what this fight is kind of symbolizing. Like, is Sakamoto good enough currently to beat somebody who he was obviously clear over back in the past? You know, like somebody he inspired coming back and going to fight him, and how much he's changed since then. So yes, it's interesting in that aspect, but we'll see how that goes on their end. But the Obiguro and Lou fight is also interesting because they made it level.
Me.
Because where Obiguro's like just stronger than Shin and Lou, they balance it by making Obiguro like sadistically going like she's just playing with them, like she's like I'll put this timer here and you had to hit me every 10 seconds or I'm gonna fucking kill Shin. So
and then Lou just starts crying. I can't do it. And she's just like, well, what a buzzkill. You gave up way too quick.
Yeah. But that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun stuff. Poor Shin being tortured by a bunch of haunted house freaks, just tying them up and like doing whatever to them. I think one of them had a chainsaw.
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of that video game Manhunt in a way. I mean, that it was banned and like so it had its purpose back in the day. Yeah, that's a game needs a remaster. Like just totally revamp that game, but that was banned in like so many countries. Like a bunch of people in prison fighting other gang members and killing other people, and you had like unique fighting. It was ahead of its time for the PlayStation 2, but I'd love to see a remaster.
Boy,
even a third one. Honestly, a third one.
Just to continue the story, but also update graphics.
Well, I guess cool. It would just be like Hitman at that point, but like more violent, because they're not going to be able to do like a third of the stuff.
I don't know. I mean, you ever seen Mortal Kombat and their fucking like kills whenever they kill these people? Like finish him. They get pretty fucking graphic.
Maybe. Well, I guess I just remember back in the day, it was so controversial.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it really was. Like I said, it was banned in so many countries. It was just considered one of those games. Oh, but if you look at it now, it's like baby stuff. What I mean by that is like you almost kind of laugh at it now when you see something like that. But then you look at the new Mortal Kombat and they're like finishers, you're just like, God damn.
Fucking guy uppercuts, dude beheads.
Yeah.
Him into meat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was there anything else really to say? It was pretty simple. Cool fighting.
I kind of wanted to circle back to what you were saying in the beginning, EA, with like Sakamoto and him going skinny for this fight. I think I would agree on your assessment of it, like on a general basis. Because while I do think it has a purpose for this, like, yeah, I think you're right because it's happened often enough to where it's almost a trend where you have the fat person losing weight, like shedding their weight, and then they become like a better combatant. Like the first example I can think off the top of my mind is Choji from Naruto when he takes the food pills. Like, of course, like that was only that one instance, and they don't really go back to that afterwards. But that's the one example I can think of. But yeah, it would be interesting if he just fought him as his body type now. But I think it's less. Just talking about Sakamoto, I think it's less of him being skinny and now he's stronger, and more so him being skinny is representative of his prime.
Right.
I think it would be different if if he was always fat and he turned skinny.
Right.
But in this case, it's like him being skinny was when he was at his peak prowess as an assassin. And I think that's where they're trying to get at, rather than trying to just go like, well, he lost some weight, so now he's way better.
Right. And I almost kind of looked at it as, because I didn't know if he was actually supposed to be looking like that, or if that's what Boyle was looking at it through his eyes. Like, because he felt a presence, and then he turned around and he's like, oh my God, this is Sakamoto in his prime. Like, I'm almost thinking like he's looking at it through a lens of, this is what I remember Sakamoto as.
Yeah.
And I thought that's where they were trying to go, but I don't know. Probably not. But I'm sure next episode we're going to see Mr. Skinny Sakamoto fight, and then he's going to just Moe blob back to being fat. So, he's going to pull an ice.
I mean, they're at an amusement park. He just eats a couple of funnel cakes.
Nom, 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 nom. His chin just. I'm back to normal, honey. I gotta get fat before she wakes up again.
Yeah. What if she just sees that? Like, what the?
What did you do?
Isn't it crazy that she prefers fat Taro over extremely hot Taro?
She likes him for who he is. Doesn't matter if he's skinny or fat. You love the other person. You grow fat together.
I think it's just funny because like how anime loves to make fun of like fat dudes all the time.
Oh yeah. No, you're right about that. It's like, look at him. He's such a loser. You could never be with someone like. Yeah, exactly. She likes him.
Like
that pudgy him.
It's like really empowering.
Mm-hmm. I'm all for it.
Let's all get obese and die.
What? I don't think that was a message to be taken from what we just said at all.
No, not even.
Listen, just saying, if we all get obese, maybe we'll get our dream anime waifu, and who's probably Kobeni. Y'all.
I don't think I want a woman who's readily to kill herself.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Kobeni. I mean, she drinks from the toilet, but that's fine.
Listen to what you just said again.
She's friends with Himino.
Listen to what you just said again.
She's in Chainsaw Man.
Listen to what the hell you just said.
She called Power a poopy head.
Okay. That's good.
She didn't get shot.
Huh? I think that's it for Sakamoto.
Yep. Good show. I enjoy it every time it comes on.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen. Yeah, where can they?
Hello, all. Yeah, you can find me over at my channel, Everything Animated. Just dropping some links in the chat here. I want to bring this to everyone's attention. We got ourselves a supercut of My Dress Up Darling Season 1.
I just checked. It's almost at 300 views.
Yay. It's doing surprisingly well.
Hey, you figured it out. You figured out what I couldn't.
Really? It's at 300?
It's at 280
almost
views.
It's almost at 300.
But yeah.
I mean,
Anytime
I think
EA
that's
does anything on this channel, it's like it gets a lot of views.
oh, go on.
He did that with the one gag with check KOA thing.
Which one was it?
Like, dude, check King of it was Starlink Friends.
Oh yeah, dude, check the news. Doesn't matter what channel. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that one did well too. A lot of people were confused in the comments, but that's pretty normal. But so there is that for y'all viewing pleasure. Also, there's a little clip for y'all. It's of C-Tactics making one of the funniest sound effect.
It's okay.
Well, anyway, we have a Patreon. It's the King of Anime podcast Patreon. Thinking about getting on there again and creating some new content for y'all. And by y'all, I mean Decrepit Storm, since he's the only one that's a part of it. But it's okay. We can get more people. Only $1. One stinking dollar, and you get a backlog of all of our stuff. We also have a social. I'm about to say social blade. A Blue Sky, where we, whenever we go live, it lets you know of all of our stuff and whatnot. Because sometimes we don't do this on Monday. Sometimes we do it on other days. These things happen. But
yep.
And yeah, Decrepit Storm. You're right. That is going to be an all-timer clip. I know which clip he's talking about too, and I think it very well be. But yeah, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to the King of Anime podcast, where I think I'm going to create another super clip. I don't know, or supercut. I don't know of what, but possibly Freerun, because we had some people talking about it. I just know Freerun's a little more because it's like 24 episodes or whatever. So that'll take some digging to add together, but we'll see. I was also thinking of just making supercuts of everything, even the ones that we killed. Just do the first 4 episodes of World's End Harem, because we have some great clips from there that we talk about stuff, and it's hilarious just listening to it again.
All I remember about the show is where did the bear come from?
Yeah. Same.
Yep, and you did say that too when I was re-listening to it. You're like, "Where was that fucking bear?" Oh, that was funny. But yeah, check out all those links. Check out our new stuffs, and yeah, appreciate you stopping by.
Nutty.
Oh, that's me. You can find me on my main channel, Sasuke the Savage, as well as my Twitch, Sasuke the Savage. That's with a DA, not a THE. Where I stream a plethora of games. I just finished Metaphor, but I'm still playing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I am now playing AI Somnium Files. I can't say words. But also Fire Emblem. Also Yakuza. Also God of War soon. Also Nikke. And yeah, I pretty much stream Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not this Sunday because the Super Bowl is going to happen. But that's usually my schedule. From 3 p.m. Eastern Standard to whatever time I feel like getting off the game. Because sometimes I stream for 10 hours, sometimes 11, sometimes 12, sometimes 12 plus. My YouTube channel though, I plan to revamp that. And I have a lot of ideas for videos I want to put out. I think the first video I'm going to put out is a video talking about the recent stuff in Kakaguri. I want to put a video out about Ubel and some other manga I've been reading and enjoying. So look forward to that. And yeah, that's it for me.
As for me, Today, well, Don doesn't come back until the end of February. No Don stuff. For a minute. I think tomorrow's a new Chainsaw Man chapter. Pretty sure. Also, I got a new strike to get today. So technically, I have 2 strikes now on my Don channel and 1 on my Chainsaw Man channel. So that should be just really annoying to see that every day until it goes away, inevitably. I don't know what to say about that. Usually I used to get mad about those things. Now I'm just like, meh, what? If worse comes to worse, then whatever. But so tomorrow, Chainsaw Man most likely. Working on an AOT video with my edit, David. So that should be coming here soon. And so a bunch of other stuff too. Too much stuff, but that stuff isn't coming out for a while. So, but yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks everyone for coming out. Bye bye.
Jenny.
Later.